Delaware football on Eastern Iowa's high school sports play-by-play leader. Watch football from KMCH Sports is brought to you by the KMCH Sports Boosters. Now, with all the action, here's Bill Logan, Aaron Blaine, and Jamie Vaskey.
West Delaware football is on the air from beautiful and historic Brown Field in Manchester, Iowa. It's the West Delaware Hawks and the Solon Spartans. Good evening, everybody, along with former West Delaware sophomore coach Tom King and Bill Logan. This is Jamie Vaskey. And, Coach, the Hawks had a very impressive win against Dubuque Wahlert here on Brown Field last week, but now they have the rematch that they have waited 364 days for, and what a matchup it should be here tonight.
Yeah, it should. You know, we have two very highly rated teams, two teams that are just about mirrors of each other. They run the same offenses, they run the same defenses. It's just going to be one of those come down to who can play the best football tonight.
Well, you mentioned before the game started, this senior group is the last team that you coached here at West Delaware. So, as you mentioned, a soft spot for these kids in your heart.
That's right. You know, they were the last group I had, and you know, you're absolutely right. I got to be careful.
Yeah, as we bring on the third member of our broadcast team tonight, Bill Logan, down on that West Delaware sideline. Bill, a lot of talk on this day, earlier in the day. We might be seeing game number 5 without Coy Russell, but as we look down on the field right now, and the captain's number 24 has his full uniform on here tonight, and excitement down on the field, and I'm sure excitement in that locker room before the game.
You know, they weren't really saying much. It's just kind of that mentality that these kids have, and the fact that, you know, if one guy goes down, another guy steps in. So, but yeah, internally they got to be really, really excited to get their leading ball carrier back, and hopefully he comes out and has a good night tonight. And if he's just 3/4 of what Coy is, he should have a good night, and hopefully that'll have that effect of bringing the whole team up, that we got one of our leaders back here. But you know, they've done a tremendous job. Bishop did an excellent job of filling in for him while he's gone, and I would expect him to fill in for him tonight also as well.
Well, Coach King mentioned earlier, Bill, that these two teams kind of mirror each other, and that's good because that scout team for the Hawks this week, basically running West Delaware's offense.
Well, it is, and it's like having a scrimmage against each other with your number ones against each other, type of thing, because they are so similar. And now, if that's the case, now it's a matter of who can execute a little bit better, than the other team. And the one word that they kept talking about in the locker room beforehand is passion. Play with passion, passion, passion. So, hopefully that's what they're going to exude here tonight and come out here and show them what the home field advantage was. We found out what happened last year when we had to go down to Solon and had an injury right away in the first quarter. So now hopefully at payback time they're on Brown Field and see what the magic of Brown Field does for the Hawks.
Coach King, you must have an effect on Bill, because that is probably the first time we've ever gotten something that happened out of the locker room out of him. Usually he doesn't fill us in on what. Bill, good luck down there tonight, buddy boy. Always glad to be with you on whatever night it is for high school football.
Monday night football at its best, the thrill of victory.
Absolutely. Bill Logan down on the sideline. Well, West Delaware enters tonight's game with a 9-1 record as they defeated Dubuque Wahlert 56-21 last week right here on Brown Field. Head coach Doug Winkowicz is in his 11th season here at West Delaware, and he is the all-time wins leader with a record of 87-30. He's in his 20th season overall and holds a career record of 126-72. He has led the Hawks to 7 playoff appearances and a runner-up finish in 2005. Solon enters tonight with an identical 9-1 record. They defeated Davenport Assumption 38-20 last week in the first round of the playoffs. Head coach Kevin Miller, his 13th season at Solon, where he is 142-23. He's led the Spartans to 4 of the school's 5 state championships. And West Delaware, in school history, 20 playoff appearances, a state title in 91. They are 25-18 in these playoff games. Solon, 25 playoff appearances, 5 state titles, and they have a record of 51-19. Of course, Bill mentioned the last meeting between these two teams was last year, November 4th, 2013, down at Solon, where Solon won that game 49-20. As Bill mentioned, we lost Lammers in the first quarter. And, Coach, 2 very good, traditionally strong programs going at it here tonight.
Two very traditional. You're correct there, and 2 very strong. They're both very physical. They're both very fast. I was watching the warm-ups for Solon, and they definitely have some speed in their lineup. So it's going to be tough for the Hawk defense to keep an eye on all these receivers.
And Brandon Kramer is deep to receive this kick for the Spartans. 8 kickoff returns this season as he's going to take the opening kick from Brent Lammers as he gets it at his own 10-yard line. He's going to bring it up. He's going to go to the left side. Got some room. He's going to be tripped up out there. Tripped up by Owen Ward at about the Solon 35-yard line, and that is where the Spartans will start with it. 1st and 10. This West Delaware defense comes on the field now. John Nagel, Colin Brown, Adam Newhouse, and Kyle McGrain up front. Bennett Cole, Colin Weber, and Ryan Solomon are your linebackers. Austin Bishop, Max Ridenauer, Sam Maloney, and Brent Lammers are your safeties and cornerbacks. As Brandon Childs will lead things off here for the Spartans as he's going to give off to Brandon Kramer on the first handoff, and he's going to be tripped up by Brent Lammers at about the 40-yard line, so a gain of 3 there for Brandon Kramer.
And there again, they just basically ran the same thing that West Delaware does. They ran that zone read. They ran it off to the left side. 2 receivers left, 2 right, trying to keep the defense evened out.
As we'll talk about that Solon offense here in just a little bit as they come set on 2nd down and 6. Brandon Childs will hand off, fake the handoff, He's going to keep it himself off to the left side. He's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage as Kyle McGrain and Max Ridenauer combined to stop him there. On the offense for the Solon Spartans up front, Justin Gibbs, Logan Linderbaum, Michael Klein, Colby Melsha, and Tanner Weimer. Your backs and your wide receivers, Zach Nunemaker, Nathan Christensen, Connor Ham, Jacob Coons, and your running back, Brandon Kramer. Quarterback is Brandon Childs, and Brandon Childs is a junior. Kramer, a senior for the Spartans as they face a 3rd down and 7. They lost a yard on that play. Childs looks to pass. He hits Kramer in the backfield. A swing route there. He's going to bring it up. Going to be tripped up at about the 50-yard line by Brent Lammers and John Nagel, but not before he crosses midfield and picks up a stolen 1st down to the West Delaware 48-yard line.
Just a swing out to the right behind Tripp's receivers. He had plenty of room. The blockers did a nice job out in front of the 3 receivers.
Enough for the 1st down for the Spartans as Connor Ham checks into the game for the Spartans. Connor Ham in the game. That is Halston Durr checking in, and Connor Ham, an impressive track star in the spring as well for the Spartans as Childs comes set. Shotgun formation. Next to him is Kramer. He's going to quick pass out to the right side, and here is Ham for his first attempt of the game, and he's going to carry it down to the West Delaware 43-yard line. And that'll be a pickup of about 5 yards there for Ham on that 1st down pass and bring up 2nd down and 5. 10:05 left to go in this first quarter. Still scoreless here between the Hawks and the Spartans.
That was a bubble screen is what they're going to call that, off to the right side. Hit the outside receiver, the inside 2 receivers block on trips. They're coming out in the same formation.
Same formation. The receiver on the far side, that is Nathan Christensen. As Childs comes set, high snap, he's going to fumble it, he's going to recover it, fall down, back behind on the Solon side of the 50-yard line. John Nagel comes in to wrap Childs up, but it's going to be 3rd down and long here for the Spartans, back at their own 49-yard line. So lots of 7 yards there for the Spartans and brings up 3rd down and 12. 9:23 left to go first quarter as they come out shotgun formation. Again, those 3 receivers on the near side of the field. The fake to hand off to Kramer. They're going to throw downfield. That's going to be incomplete. Ball is on the ground as they were looking out there. They were looking for Halston Durr. Good coverage by the Hawks there as that was Austin Bishop on the coverage, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 12 for the Spartans.
Austin just stripped it away as he was going down because he made the catch, and Austin just stripped it on their way down.
So the Spartans face 4th and 12 from their own 49-yard line as deep to receive for the Hawks. This punt is Max Ridenauer. Getting set to punt it away for Solon is Brandon Childs, a left-footed kicker here, punter. He also does the point after touchdowns as his punt is away. It's going to bounce at about the 22-yard line. Ridenauer is going to let it go, and it's going to take a Solon bounce and be down there by the Spartans at the West Delaware 6. So we'll see that West Delaware offense come onto the field for the first time here tonight as that front line for the Hawks, Colin Weber, Adam Newhouse, Ryan Solomon, Austin Monahan, and Colin Brown. Your backs and receivers, John Nagel, Austin Bishop, Ryan Kelly, and your quarterback is Brent Lammers, as we'll see who the Hawks will send out here. In the backfield, it's going to be Austin Bishop, as Bishop will start here. Pistol formation here for the Hawks as they have it First and 10 from their own 6-yard line. Lammers has to handle the snap as it goes. It was a high snap. He had to go up and get it, and he's going to lose a yard on that play, as Lammers just his main goal there was to recover that football, and he did, and they're going to lose a yard. 8:45 left to go first quarter, still scoreless between the Hawks and Spartans. As they're going to come back set. Go ahead, Coach.
I was just going to say, we'll talk about it later, but that center snap is so important in this offense.
It is, as now we're going to come set. Shotgun formation next to Lammers is Bishop, as Lammers takes the snap. The give is to Bishop on second down and 11. He cuts back. He's got it at the 15, crosses up to the 16-yard line, and that's going to be close to a West Delaware first down. Might be just short, but a good run there on second down and 10 by Austin Bishop.
It's going to be 3rd and 1, but you're right. He had a great vision, found the hole, and hit it.
He was running up the field. He got to that second level, cut back, and brings it up to the 16-yard line where the Hawks face 3rd down and 1. Pistol formation here for the Hawks. They give his to Bishop once again. He fights forward. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about it, as Brandon Kramer is going to come up and make the stop there for the Spartans, and it'll be 4th down here for the Hawks.
Yeah, I think he's going to be about half. Well, they're going to measure it. Have to ask Bill on this one.
As Bill Logan down on the sideline. As Bill Logan down on that sideline. Again, equipment tonight brought to you by Northeast Iowa Telephone in Manchester. We appreciate them providing us that wireless mic. Bill?
From up here, I'm going to guess about a half-yard short.
It's not that short. It's short, but not a half yard. About the length of the ball. There you go. He's easy to imagine it there. Trying to get to almost the hash mark. We're about a foot from the hash mark, so just a little short. That probably was a decent spot.
As the Hawks will punt it away here, as we have an update from Delhi tonight. Denver leading Maquoketa Valley 6-0. That game in the first quarter. Over in Delhi, as Lammers back, looks like he will punt this one away. He's getting the call from Coach Winkowicz. I think they're going to wait and see how the Spartans line up here, as they don't have anybody back deep to receive this thing. Closest one there, as we're going to get a penalty marker before the snap.
We had a jump on the left side of the West Delaware line. Somebody stepped up just to...
The West Delaware coaching staff. Illegal procedure against the Hawks. The coaches down here on the West Delaware sideline were clapping as if they thought maybe it was going to be against the Spartans. But it is going to be against the Hawks. Back them up 5 yards as the rain starts to fall down on Brown Field. As we knew that was coming, there was a chance of rain throughout the night, and it's starting to fall down there on Brown Field. As again, if you want to hear that Maquoketa Valley and Denver game tonight, go on to KMCH.com. John Swisher and Roger Reed have the call of that one. As Lammers' punt is away, it's going to be taken by Kramer. It's on the Solon side of the 50. He's going to bring it up to the West Delaware 40. He's going to be run out of bounds at the West Delaware about the 38-yard line, where the Spartans will take over 1st and 10.
Not a bad punt by Brent, especially they had a lot of pressure on him. They came in from the right side pretty hard and just about got to it. But he was able to get it away.
So 7:12 remaining here in this first quarter. The Hawks and Spartans still scoreless here. 1st and 10 for Solon. They have it at the West Delaware 38-yard line. As they will come set, shotgun formation. Brandon Childs, the junior quarterback for Solon, comes set with Brandon Kramer behind him. And the give is to Kramer. He's going to go off the right side. He's going to be wrapped up after just a couple yards there. Nice job there by Bennett Cole getting in there for the Hawks and wrapping him up after a gain of 2 yards there for the Spartans. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
And again, like I said earlier, they're running just the same zone offense as the Hawks do. It's kind of a zone option where the quarterback has an option to pull it and keep it, depending on what the defensive end does on the backside.
And also on KMCH.com right now, you've got the Beckman Blazers in Cascade taking on the Cougars tonight with Kevin Shookman and Dan McClain as the fake to Kramer. He throws. Child's going to throw downfield. He's got a man wide open down to the West Delaware 17-yard line, as that's Jacob Coons, the sophomore wide receiver, is going to go up and get that one, and it's going to be good for a Spartan first down. First down at the West Delaware 17-yard line, and he was there. He was wide open, but the Hawks stopped him immediately, which is what you would want, but a still wide open receiver.
Well, he was open because the Hawks shot a linebacker, and that left a hole in the secondary, and he found it.
So now Childs will come set. He's got 2 backs beside him in the shotgun formation. Ham And Kramer, the give is to Kramer, and he's going to be tripped up as he goes through. Adam Newhouse is going to trip him up there. Bomber comes up with the stop.
They ran what the Hawks called deuce there. They pulled two backside linemen to try to follow up the hole.
And he's going to lose a yard on that play, lose a half a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Nice job there by Newhouse to come in and make the stop on Kramer. As they're going to come set, 2 receivers to the right, 1 split out to the left. The give us to, Childs keeps this one himself. He's going to be wrapped up by Max Reinauer, but he's still pushing forward down to the West Delaware 15-yard line. He's going to pick up about 3 or 4 there, and it's going to be 3rd down here for the Spartans as they have it at the West Delaware 15-yard line as we have 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Still scoreless here between West Delaware and Solon.
Max had him wrapped up, but I don't think the rest of the Hawks knew who had the ball for sure. He had a very good fake to his running back on that one. He kept it, went around in. Max had him wrapped up, but he just didn't get a lot of help right away.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7 here for Solon as they come set. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 split out to the far side. 2 Childs left. As he rolls to his right, he's going to throw. Now he's going to tuck it. Now he's going to throw it across the end zone, throw across his body. And he threw behind the intended receiver out there as he was looking for Christensen in the end zone. But that pass will fall incomplete and will bring up 4th down and 7 here for Solon at the West Delaware 15-yard line.
Yeah, he threw behind him pretty badly there. Had he let him, he might have had a shot at a reception, but luckily for us, he threw the ball behind him. So we'll have to see there if they're going to go for it or try a field goal.
4th down and 7. Again, Childs is the field goal kicker for the Spartans.
They're kicking.
No, they're going to go for it. They're going to line up 2 backs beside Childs as it's going to be Ham and Kramer. 2 receivers to the left, 1 on the near side. As Childs will throw. Now he's going to roll out to his left. He's going to throw it to the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. Incomplete as he was looking for Durr, and Austin Bishop was on the coverage, providing the pressure there, and it falls incomplete, and the Spartans will turn it over on downs.
The receiver had to dive down low to try to make that. He had it in his hands, but he just couldn't pull it in. Quarterback running for his life, had to run to his left, throw right-handed, so it wasn't an easy throw for him, and he threw it a little bit low.
An update from Cascade tonight. Cascade leading Beckman 7-0. The score of that one. We'll also get you updates tonight from the Waverly Shell Rock Cedar Rapids Xavier ball game down in Cedar Rapids as the Hawks will come set. In the shotgun formation beside Lammers is Austin Bishop. 3 receivers to the right for the Hawks. A fake to Bishop. Lammers is going to keep it himself. He's going to fight forward. He started this drive for the Hawks at the 14-yard line. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks.
Just a keeper for Breastport. I think that was predetermined all the way.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. 3 receivers now for the Hawks here on the near side of the field. Lammers comes set. He's going to throw quick out to the left side. This is Ridenauer. He's going to fight forward to about the 15-yard line. Gain 1 there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Hawks as they have it at their own 15-yard line. And Coach King right now early in this game, field position has kind of been a factor. The Hawks have been pinned back, and they haven't had a lot of room to work so far here.
That's exactly right. Field position has been to the Spartans' favor.
So the Hawks need to get something going here, try to convert here on 3rd down and 9 as they're going to come out in a pistol formation. Owen Ward splits out to the far side of the field. Here on the near side is Curley. Lammers will throw on 3rd down. 9. Now he's going to run for it. He's got to try to get it away. He's going to throw it downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Overshoots Owen Ward down the field, down at about up to the 40, but it's going to fall incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down and 9 here for the Hawks. A lot of pressure there by the Spartans, and Lammers just had to get rid of it, and he threw it downfield and incomplete.
Yeah, he had time quick. But he just couldn't find a receiver open right away, so then the pressure came. He had to run for it, and the receivers did a nice job of keep moving and running over the sideline for him, but he just couldn't get it to any of them over there.
Update from Cedar Rapids. Xavier leading Waverly Shell Rock 7-0 as the Hawks will punt it away. Lammers gets set to punt, nearly blocked by Connor Ham. It's going to bounce at the West Delaware 43-yard line. Kramer's going to let this one roll. A good West Delaware bounce as Solon the Hawks will pick it up at the Solon 42, and that's where the Spartans will start. 1st and 10 with 3:23 left to go first quarter. Still no score between these two teams. And that score was by Xavier with 2 minutes 55 seconds left to go in the first quarter. So the Saints are up on the Go Hawks right now, 7-0, as Solon and West Delaware still scoreless here in Manchester, as the rain still falling down on Brownfield as it's 1st and 10. And the Spartans will come set. Two backs beside Childs. They give it to Ham. He fumbles it. Looks like he was going to throw it. Now he's going to have to fall on it. Back at the Solon 32-yard line. It kind of looked like Ham was setting up a throw, but he couldn't handle the ball. He puts it on the ground. He has to pick it up. They're going to mark it down at the 33-yard line. A loss of 9 yards there for the Spartans. Brings up 2nd down and 19.
Not a lot of rain falling, just enough to start to make things just a little bit greasy out there.
So Maquoketa Valley on the board now in Delhi. They lead Denver 7-6 with 5 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in the first quarter of that one. As the Spartans come set here on 2nd down and 19, 2:45 left to go in this first quarter. Childs comes set. They give us to Kramer on 2nd down. Now he's going to avoid a couple Hawk tacklers up at the 35-yard line is where he's going to be brought down.
Penalty flag where you would expect to see holding. We'll have to wait and see what the call is.
As the officials coming together here as Lammers and Cole combine on the stop there for West Delaware.
Oh, mask.
It's going to be face mask against the Hawks. 15-yard penalty. A personal foul against the Hawks on that face mask. So now what the Hawks needed there is they caught a big break on the fumble by Connor Ham. And now they give it right back with the 15-yard penalty there, trying to bring down Brandon Kramer.
Yeah, we were just talking field position, and after that punt, that was a 42-yard punt with no return. That kind of equaled out the field position, but now it's going to be Solon ball at the 50-yard line.
And it is not an automatic first down here. It'll be 2nd down and 2 here for Solon. Ball right at midfield with 2:37 left to go in this first quarter. As Childs will come set, he's going to split 2 receivers out each side. They're stacked on both sides. As Childs will hand off to Kramer, off to the left side. He's still fighting for it. You got to bring him down as he's going to cross into West Delaware territory down to the Hawk 40-yard line. He's going to be brought down by Austin Bishop. But again, we mentioned in our pregame, Coach King, a running back like Brandon Kramer and a running back like we saw last week, you're not going to be able to arm tackle these guys. You got to wrap them up.
Right, you got to hit them low. You got to hit them waist or below in order to get these guys down, because he is big, strong, and he's also pretty quick.
Kramer listed here for the Spartans at 190 pounds, but he looks pretty solid when he's running the ball. It'll be 1st and 10, Solon at the West Delaware 39-yard line. The give again is to Kramer. He's going to be wrapped up out there, but Drew Cole's going to wrap him up. Has a little extracurricular out there on the field after that play, as Kramer's going to pick up 2 there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
The Hawk linebackers are doing a good job of reading those pulling guards. When they, like on that one, they pulled one guard up the hole and pulled the backside guard. The Hawks are doing a good job of reading that, and Solon hasn't had a lot of success when they've been pulling the linemen.
We have a couple more score updates. Union leading New Hampton 7-0 in the first quarter. North Fayette leading Mount Vernon 14-0 with 4 minutes 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter there. As Childs will pass, he throws downfield, has a man wide open. I believe this is Coons once again, as he's going to pick up another Solon first down. Maloney and Solomon combine on the stop for West Delaware there, but not before. Jacob Coons picks up the first down for Solon. Ball now down at the West Delaware 27-yard line.
They're just running a quick post route to get inside position on our D-backs.
So 1st and 10, Solon. Again, the Hawks defense has been stellar all season long. They gave up a bunch of yards against Western Dubuque in week 1, but they've been outstanding ever since. As the fake to Kramer and whistles blown here as the Hawks were showing blitz. Not sure if they got a Solon Spartan to jump on that offensive line, as I believe as Ryan Solomon came rushing up to the line. Might have got one of those Spartans to jump, and he did. It'll break the illegal procedure against Solon, and it'll back them up to the West Delaware 32-yard line and bring up a 1st and 15. Still scoreless here between the Hawks and Spartans. 1:06 left to go in this first quarter. A very fast first quarter here in Manchester so far. A very nice night. Just the rain right now, just a slight rain, but 60 degrees, our game time temperature. here in Brownfield for November 3rd, Coach. That's not too bad, as they're going to throw on 1st and 15. They got a man wide open, and he's going to go in for the Solon touchdown, as that is Halston Durr. Halston Durr, the junior wide receiver, is going to go in from 32 yards out and put Solon up first, 6-0 here, with 45 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, one of the things you hate to see anybody get hurt. Max is down here getting taped up. I think that was one of the, we had a little bit of an issue in our secondary because Max wasn't in there that time.
So the Spartans will come set. Brandon Childs will be on to attempt the extra point for Solon. The snap and the hold. The kick is up, and it is through. Solon leads at 7-0. 45 seconds remain here in this first quarter. We will take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Brownfield. Solon leads 7-0 with 45 seconds left to go in this first quarter, as they will come set to kick this one off. Do have an update from Cedar Rapids. Xavier leading Waverly Shellrock 14-0 with minute 2 left to go in the first quarter of that one, as Brandon Childs will kick off. Trent Curley deep to receive for the Hawks, and it's a ball that's kicked on the ground here by Childs. It's going to be picked up by the Hawks out there. A nice return up to the 35-yard line. We're bringing that back for the Hawks with Kyle Curley, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. So some breathing room here for the Hawks for the first time in this ball game.
Right, finally have some field position,
as they're going to get a new ball out on the field. Again, that's one of the tricky parts here with the rain coming in. Not only Bill having to get his umbrella out down there, but you got to keep
Coy's
it
in.
And Coy is in the backfield. Coy Russell seeing action for the first time in about 4 weeks here for the Hawks. He missed 4 games, as he will. We got an illegal a penalty marker before the snap, as the give was to Russell, so we were going to see his first carry in a while. And it's going to be a legal procedure against the Hawks. We have another score update. Maquoketa Valley now leading Denver 14-6 with 1:55 left to go in the first quarter. So the Hawks will be backed up here at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 15, as there is 36 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
I didn't see who jumped. I didn't see anybody move on that one. It had to be one of the outside receivers, because that's the official on the Solon side called it.
As the Hawks will come set now, 1st down and 15. As Lammers comes set, he's going to throw on 1st and 15. Has some time, throws downfield. Oh, almost caught as it was tipped out there by Austin Bishop. Almost caught out there by Owen Ward, but it's going to fall incomplete and bring up 2nd down and 15.
I think it was supposed to go to Austin. It was just a little too high for him. Went through his hands, and Owen happened to be right on the same line, but it was a little too low for him to pick up.
So the incomplete pass there will bring up 2nd down and 15, and now Lammers will stand alone. Empty backfield here, shotgun formation. Coy Russell here on the near side of the field. We've got a tight end set for the Hawks. As Lammers will pass, they're going to throw a screen, and Lammers' pass is going to fall incomplete, as there was 4 Spartans in there on that defense, and they're going to level Brent Lammers. And he gets back up, as much to the dismay of the West Delaware fans, because they remember what happened last year, as it's going to bring up 3rd down and 15 after that incomplete pass. So the Hawks will come set with 25 seconds left to go. Solon leads it here 7-0. Lammers to throw. Blitz coming. He's got to get away. He's looking to throw. He's going to shovel pass it out to Coy Russell. Russell's going to grab it. He's going to bring it. They're going to lose yards back to the 26-yard line. Loss of 4 yards there, as Lammers, a lot of pressure there. He was lucky to get it off to Coy. Coy tried to pick up a couple, but he was too many Spartans in the area, and it'll bring up 4th down and long here for the Hawks, and they will have to punt it away once again, as the clock will expire here on this first quarter. Solon leads at 7-0 here. Brownfield, round 2 of the 2014 Iowa High School football playoffs, right here on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back here at Brownfield, start of quarter number 2. West Delaware trailing Solon 7-0 here, as the Hawks will have to punt it away here on 4th down.
Well, we'll wait for after this punt, but I want to talk about that penalty just a little bit as soon as we have the change of possession.
as Lammers will come back. He'll punt this one away. A nice high punt here for Lammers. That's going to bounce at the Solon 46-yard line and go out of bounds at the 42-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will start with it, 1st and 10.
Well, Jamie, on that first down, you mentioned that Coy was going to be getting the football, but we had an illegal procedure. Well, when you start off 1st and 10, that leaves the playbook wide open. But when you're 1st and 15, now Coach Wink doesn't have quite as much of his playbook. He knows he's got to get some bigger yards, so he had to come out throwing, and we had 3 incomplete passes. So, this is one of those games where you can't afford those penalties, those cheap penalties. It's going to be who plays the cleanest game. So the Hawks have to clean up the penalties a little bit.
Especially in a game of this caliber. 2 top 10 teams as the Solon Spartans ranked number 2, West Delaware ranked number 6. As Solon will come set 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Childs will hand off to Kramer, off to the left side, and he's going to be wrapped up. Ball's on the ground. The Hawks say they have it. The Hawks say they have it, and they do. The Hawks came up with it there. It was Max Ridenauer on the recovery for the Hawks. I believe Kyle McGrain knocked it loose, provided the hit, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at the Solon 45-yard line. That's the break that the Hawks needed.
That's the field position switch we needed, too. Now we're going to start off in Solon territory.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for West Delaware. At the Solon 45, Maquoketa Valley leading Denver 14-6 at the end of the first quarter. And Cascade at the end of the first quarter leads Beckman 7-0. As the Hawks will come set, 1st and 10. Coy Russell, the back here for the Hawks. As he will get the handoff on 1st and 10. He's going to go to the sideline. He's going to be wrapped up out there as Brandon Kramer breaks through. He's going to drop Russell for a loss of 2 there and bring up 2nd down and 12. Again, just too much pressure there by that Solon, those linebackers.
Well, none of the linemen, the defensive line did a good job of tying up all of our linemen. Nobody could get to the linebacker to get a piece of him to chip him. So there was nobody to block him, and he had a straight shot at Coy on the outside.
So the Hawks will come set now, 2nd down and 12. 11-13 left to go in the second quarter, and Solon leading 7-0. As Lammers comes set, shotgun formation to give us to Russell, up the middle. He gets to the right side now. He's got it at the 40, 35, he's on it. He cuts back to the goal. Coy Russell in for 47 yards out. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Coy Russell in for the touchdown at 47 yards.
Now that's vintage Coy right there. Breaking it to the outside, then coming back and dodging tacklers all the way to the goal line. That's Coy Russell right there.
If there was any question of how he would be here tonight, I think it was answered there after that 47-yard touchdown run by Coy Russell. And the Hawks trail now just 7-6. I saw on Twitter all day the kids were using the hashtag the return, and the return has been made here tonight in Brownfield. This extra point is blocked. Too much pressure there, and the Spartans come in and block it. It'll be 7-6. 10:54 left to go in the second quarter, but Coy Russell making a huge return to the Hawk lineup here. We will take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Brownfield, along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vasky, Tom King, and Bill Logan back with you here as we're back here, second quarter, 10:54 left to go. West Delaware trailing Solon 7-6, but excitement here in Brownfield as Coy Russell makes his return to the Hawks in a big way. 47-yard touchdown run as Lammers' kick is going to it's going to almost head it out of bounds. It's going to be kicked. We'll see where it's at as it was kicked around a couple times. The Hawks say they have it, and they do. The Hawks have fallen on it. As it was kicked to one of the up men. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds. As I believe it was Nick LaRosa came up with the recovery there, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at the Solon 34-yard line.
And Brent couldn't try to do that again. That was just one of those kicks where he was a little pumped. He got a little bit to the side of it, and it spun like a top almost, heading towards the sideline. And luckily for the Hawks, one of the Solon kids came up and tried to pick it up because it probably would have gone out of bounds, like you said.
As the Hawks will take over now, 1st and 10, as Bishop heads up to the line here. He's kind of going backfield there, but he comes set. 1st and 10. They're going to send Ridenauer in motion. The give is to Russell. He's going to fight forward up the middle. He's going to pick up a couple before he's brought down out there by Tanner Weimer. Couple score updates for you here as Xavier now leading Waverly Shellrock 21-0 with 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter of that. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, as Xavier scored on a 4th and 11 play from the 21-yard line. So it's 21-0. Xavier leading Waverly Shellrock. Central Elkader leading 18-0 at the end of the first quarter there. 2nd down and 9 here for the Hawks after the 1-yard gain by Coy Russell. The Hawks come set, pistol formation. To give us to Russell. He's going to cut back to the right side. He's going to push forward. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Connor Hand is going to come up and drop Coy Russell. He's going to lose a yard or two on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 here for the Spartans.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to go outside. That was supposed to go up off tackle. But when the guard pulled, there wasn't a hole for him to pull up. So he didn't have any hole to turn up to try to lead for Coy. So Coy had to bounce it out.
9:43 left to go in this first half, and Solon leading West Delaware. The Hawks have it down to the Solon 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 11 here for the Hawks as Lammers will come set. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right. 1 here on the near side is John Nagel. A quick pass that's going to be deflected as almost intercepted out there, by Zach Nunemaker. As that ball, luckily for the Hawks, falls to the ground, and it'll bring up 4th down and 11 here for West Delaware.
And that was close to a pick 6. But here's one where the Hawks are just as well go for it, because if you punt it and it goes in the end zone, you've only gained a 14-yard advantage on it. So they're in 4-down territory here.
As it will be 4th and 11. Again, Coach King, right now, throwing the ball could be a little difficult. It's just enough to make the ball wet here right now. And the Hawks will go for it here on 4th down and 11. Lammers comes set. He's going to throw on 4th and 11. He throws left. Got a man out there, and it's going to be dropped. Out there. Had it in the breadbasket out there was Austin Bishop.
I was just going to say, it's probably not that hard for Brett to throw the ball, but it's going to be hard for his receivers to catch it because their hands are going to be wet. The ball's going to be wet. And Brett throws, he throws a hard football. There's a vapor trail on that thing when it's going through the air. So it's going to be tough to catch in the wet weather. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't throw it that hard, he's going to have some picks. So
absolutely. So the Hawks will turn it over. It'll be 1st and 10 Solon at their own 34-yard line. 9:17 left to go in this first half. As the Spartans will come set. Kramer in the backfield. The give is to Kramer. He's going to run off left side. He cuts it back up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up by Austin Bishop. At the 45, he's going to fall forward to about the 46.
Got a flag.
There is a penalty marker down on the field. As we get the call from our officials there, it is going to be holding against the Spartans. So the Hawks catch another break there. In the second quarter, Pekin leading Lisbon 21-0. Union leading New Hampton 7-6. That game in the second quarter. And also in the second quarter, Cascade leading Beckman 14-0. Of course, our last update, Maquoketa Valley was leading Denver 14-6. That game at the end, or in the second quarter right now, as it'll be 1st down and about 15 yards for the Spartans. As they have it back at their own 30-yard line. As they send 3 receivers out to the right side. Childs comes set, shotgun formation. Next to him is Brandon Kramer. He's going to throw a quick screen pass out to this is going to be Ham. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield by Sam Maloney as they're going to lose yards on that play back to the 29. Great open field tackle there by Sam Maloney.
The Hawk D-backs did a great job of getting off that bubble screen block out there and coming up to make that play, at least slow him down a little bit so some help could get there. So it's going to be 2nd and long again.
So they lose a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 16 from their own 29-yard line. Solon leads at 7-6 with 8:31 left to go in this second quarter. Childs comes set. He's going to throw on second long. He's going to throw deep. He's got Ham downfield, and he can't come up with it. Had he come up with it, it would have been an amazing catch by Connor Ham, but it falls to the turf. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 16. Max Ridenauer on the coverage for the Hawks.
And again, you're right. He got a hand on it, but before he could get a second hand up there, Max brought him down so he couldn't get that second hand up and make the catch. So 3rd and long. Here we go.
So see what the Spartans come out with here. 3rd down and 16 8:19 left to go, second quarter, and Solon leading West Delaware 7-6. A third down stop would be huge here for the Hawks. Gets back in good field position as their last drive stalled from right about where we're at now, about the 34-yard line of Solon. See if the Hawks can get it back. As Childs rolls out to his left, he's going to throw. He throws back to his right. And it's going to be caught. Caught downfield by Nate Christensen. And that's a great catch out there by Christensen as he's going to cross midfield down to the West Delaware 48-yard line. A great play by the Spartans there on 3rd and 16.
And what they're doing there is they're bringing trips to the near side, which brings the free safety over this way because he rolls this way to the 3-receiver side. That leaves the backside corner one-on-one, and they ran like kind of a skinny post to get him open.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Solon. They have it at the West Delaware 48-yard line. As they're going to hand off to Kramer here, and he's going to be wrapped up. Drew Cole wraps him up at midfield at the 50. A loss of 2 yards there with 7:50 left to go in the second quarter. So nice job there by Drew Cole coming up and making the stop for the Hawks. They're actually going to back this up to the 49. A loss of 3 yards there by Drew Cole as he wrapped up Brandon Kramer in the backfield. It'll bring up 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, the D-line's doing a great job up front. They're getting some pressure on the quarterback, and they're also doing a good job against the run.
So 2nd down, 13 here for Solon as Brandon Childs comes set. For Solon as they're going to send a man in motion. This is Christensen. They fake the handoff to him. Childs keeps it himself, and he's going to be wrapped up. Bennett Cole is going to come up and make the stop there at the West Delaware 47-yard line. So gain of 4 there for, gain of 3, maybe 4 yards there for the Spartans. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9. As they have it down to the West Delaware 47 and a half, 48-yard line. So right about the original line of scrimmage here. And 3rd down and 9 upcoming for Solon with 6:50 left to go in the second quarter. Again, Solon leads West Delaware 7-6. Solon went down and scored, kicked the extra point. The Hawks on a 47-yard run by Coy Russell had the extra point blocked.
Look for slam.
As they've got 2 receivers stacked up on each side. And here it comes, a quick pass. It's going to be Christensen. He's going to be stopped at the 45-yard line. It's going to be short of the 1st down here. Nice job by the Hawks as it'll bring up 4th down and 6 for Solon. And it looks like they're going to send out the punt team.
Outside receiver ran a slant. Inside receiver ran a short out route. They tried to clear out the corner so they could get the out route and then turn it up. But our inside D-back on that side was able to make the tackle.
As we have a score, second quarter, North Fayette leading Mount Vernon 21-0. As getting set to punt this one away is going to be Brandon Kramer. Is a rugby-style kick there as he's going to punt it away. It's going to go into the end zone. Yes, it is. Touchback. West Delaware will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 5:52 left to go in this second quarter. So the Hawks get the ball back here. One more score before try to maybe put together a good drive here if you're the Hawks and try to put some more points up before halftime.
Yeah, the Hawks didn't think that, the coaching staff didn't think that they were going to punt it on that one because they didn't have their regular punter back. They had their running back and we didn't have anybody deep.
So now the Hawks will come set, shotgun formation. Next to Lammers is Russell. 1st and 10. The fake to Russell. Lammers keeps it himself. He runs out to the left side, cuts back at the 30. He crosses the 30 up to the 32, 33-yard line, and that's going to be good for a West Delaware 1st down. That senior leadership by Brent Lammers comes through again here early in this first half.
Well, again, that's an option read on Brent's part. They don't know who's going to carry the ball when they snap it, if it's going to be Coy or if it's going to be Brent. Brent makes a read, and then he keeps it.
So 1st and 10 West Delaware. They have it at the 33 with 5:30 left to go in this first half. This time they give to Russell off to the left side. Now he's going to have to cut back to the right.
Tuck it away.
As he's going to have to tuck it away as one of the big linemen for Solon, Logan Linderbaum, is going to drop Coy Russell as Russell kind of ran into a pile of West Delaware offensive linemen, and he tried to get away, but Linderbaum wrapped up his jersey and pulled him back for a loss of 2 on that play. It brings up 2nd down and 12 here for the Hawks, back at their own 31-yard line as we have 5 minutes remaining in this first half. And the Spartans leading the Hawks 7-6. Lammers will pass. He's going to throw it downfield. He's looking down the middle of the field, looking for Cooley. It's going to be out! Crimson King and Trent Cooley is going to score the touchdown. 69-yard touchdown pass from Brent Lammers as it was tipped by Nathan Christensen
Nathan Christensen tips it. Curley catches it and takes it in 69 yards for the Hawk touchdown. The Hawks now up 12-7 with 4:48 left to go in the second quarter.
That's why you always coach your D-backs to tip it down, not up, because things like that can happen. And great concentration on Trent's part to pull that in.
So now Reed's on to attempt the extra point. Ryan Solomon to snap it away. Owen Ward to hold. As the Spartans making some substitutions here. As the Hawks get set to kick it away, a lot of pressure again. A low kick by Reeds. Looks like he lost his footing there kicking that one in, and it's going to be 12-7. West Delaware leads it here with 4:48 left to go in the second quarter, but a great 69-yard touchdown pass from Brent Lammers to Trent Curley puts the Hawks up 12-7 here in the second quarter. We'll take a break, come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, Jamie Baskey, Tom King, and Bill Logan with you as we have 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in this second quarter. And the Hawks have a 12-7 lead over the Spartans as Brent Lammers' kick is going to be taken by Brandon Kramer at his own 10-yard line. He's going to go off to the far side of the field looking for that sideline. He's going to be wrapped up. Now he's going to get away from the tackle. Alex Reese will come up and make the stop for the Hawks as the Spartans will take over. First and 10 at about their own 27-yard line. Go through some score updates here real quick. North Fayette leading Mount Vernon 21-7. That game in the second quarter. Also with 6:29 left to go in the second quarter. Waverly Shellrock is on the board. It's 21-7 as they went in on a 4th and 7 from the 7-yard line. Waverly Shellrock on the board. It's 21-7 with 6:29 left to go in the second quarter. Here in Manchester, we have 4:39 left to go in the second quarter as they're going to give it to Christensen on the sweep, and he's going to bring it up the field. He's got it at the 40, gets a block, cuts back at the 50, and he's going to be wrapped up. Sam Maloney's finally going to bring him down at the West Delaware 41-yard line is where the Spartans will have it, 1st and 10. They started that one back at their own 28-yard line.
I was looking for a flag back here at about the 43, but we didn't get one.
So it'll be 1st and 10 right here on the near sideline.
Right
yep. As it'll be 1st and 10 Solon at the West Delaware 41. 4:20 left to go in the second quarter, and West Delaware leading 12-7. As the Spartans get the play in from the sideline, both teams still with all 3 timeouts here. We'll see that come into effect here in just a little bit as they're going to come set. As the ball's on the ground, Childs has to recover it as he put it on the ground. Now he's going to take it out. He's going to be run out of bounds. A good gain, however, by Childs.
Yep.
And we're going to get 2 flags on the play as 2 of them are going to come in. We've got one here. Our referee threw it, our side judge over here threw his hat. He threw a flag earlier, and then threw his hat on the sideline. So with 3:57 left to go, our officials trying to sort things out here. As West Delaware leading 12-7, as it's going to be holding against the Spartans. It's going to be probably a late hit, personal foul against the Hawks as they ran Childs out of bounds. So the Solon fans finally hearing the penalty here as they're going to decide what they're going to do with this. As it's a 15-yard penalty against the Hawks, a 10-yard penalty against the Spartans. Union leading New Hampton now 14-6. That game in the second quarter. As our referee talking to Coach Winkowicz, as perhaps maybe go over and talk to Coach Kevin Miller here before they decide what they're going to do. But as we kind of come to a standstill here, are they offsetting penalties?
I don't think they're offsetting. I think there's going to be a 10-yard penalty, then a 15-yard penalty. So I think...
Because the one would have been a dead ball penalty.
Yeah, I don't try to outguess the officials at times, but I think it's going to be Solon's ball at about the 32-yard line.
Bill Logan.
Yes. Tom, you got it correct. They're going to march off 10 for the holding at the 38-yard line. And then they're going to, they're going the wrong way.
No, right there.
Oh, there you go. They're taking 5. It's a +5. So, yeah, it's a 10-yard holding penalty on Solon, so you got to get 2 penalties and a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct dead ball foul, 15-yard penalty, but no automatic first down.
And Bill Logan down on the sideline. Again, thanks to Northeast Iowa Telephone for the use of their equipment here throughout the playoffs. 3:57. It'll be first down and 2 for the Spartans as they're going to send a man in motion. This is Ham. He's got it on the end around. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Bennett Cole read it perfectly. He had that outside contained. A nice job by Bennett Cole. And he's going to drop Ham in the backfield. It'll bring up about second down and 5. A loss of 3 yards on that play. Nice job by that Hawk defense.
It is. He stepped right in front of the blocker so that Ham couldn't get outside. And nice job by Bennett.
So second down and 5 here for the Spartans. 3:30 left to go in the second quarter. 12-7 our score in favor of West Delaware. As Childs will come set. He's got 3 receivers to the right. One here on the near side of the field is Durr. He's going to throw that swing route out to Kramer. He's going to bring it up. Going to be about a couple yards short of the first down. As coming up and making the stop there for the Hawks was Bennett Cole again. It'll bring up third down and a long 1 yard here for the Spartans with 3 minutes left to go in this second quarter.
They ran that one of the first plays of the game, that little swing out behind the Trips receivers. The Trips receivers do a nice job of blocking downfield.
So third down and 1. Wouldn't be surprised to see Brandon Kramer up the middle here. You never know. The Hawk coaching staff saying, watch the pass here. They're going to come set. 2 backs in the backfield with Childs. They're going to hand off to Ham. He's going to bring it out. He's going to be short of the first down. Ryan Solomon gets into the backfield and drops Ham short of the first down, and it'll bring up fourth down and 1 as he got back to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 1 here for the Spartans. They have it at the West Delaware 32-yard line with 2:20 left to go in this first quarter.
Well, there was movement on the right side of the Solon line that time, too, just a little bit early. So hopefully the official over on their sideline is the only problem if he calls it.
So 4th down and 1. It appears the Spartans will go for it, and I believe Coach Miller is going to take a timeout. Coach Miller coming up to our official. He's going to let that play clock run down. 1:58 left to go in the second quarter. West Delaware leads at 12-7. We'll take a timeout as well and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, the Hawks lead at 12-7 over Solon. We've got 1:54 left to go in this second quarter, and a 4th down and 1 upcoming for the Solon Spartans. They have it down to the West Delaware 32-yard line.
Time is not an issue here for them at all. With 2 timeouts and 2 minutes left, time's not an issue.
They're just trying to punch across for that first down here as Childs comes set. 2 backs beside him. It's Ham and Kramer. They give it to Kramer. He's trying to stretch it out to the left side, and he's going to get it. A second effort, as it looked like Bishop came up to drop him, and he's going to pick it up. A second effort there by Kramer is going to pick up the first down for the Spartans. I believe they're looking at it as they're going to measure it. They're going to call timeout for measurement. It must be a lot closer than I thought down there, as it kind of just looked like he had enough for the first down after that second effort. But they're going to come out and they're going to bring the chain crew all the way across the field to measure this one.
They make it? I don't know. What's Bill say?
Bill's working on his microphone. He's got too much going on tonight. He's got the umbrella. He's got a lot going on down there tonight.
Well, we're going to get it right here. I'm going to say it's short by an inch, but it's going to depend upon if the hashes are straight. It's that close.
We'll see how straight those hash marks are.
He's got it by an inch.
Got it by an inch. So
not even to the right on the ball, about an inch. That was a pretty favorable spot, too, in my opinion.
So 1st and 10 Solon. They have it at the West Delaware 31-yard line with 1:45 left to go in this second quarter. Coach King, a beautiful night for high school football. It kind of looks like you don't see as much rain in the Whites as you did earlier, but a beautiful night and for a great atmosphere for playoff football.
It is, and like you said, the rain has died down quite a bit.
As Bill folding up the umbrella, it appears, so that's a good sign. 1st and 10 for Solon. They come set, shotgun formation. They get fake to Kramer. Childs is going to pass. Now he's going to roll out. He's got a lot of room ahead of him down the field. He is going to tuck it and run. He's going to cut back to the middle of the field, and now he's still on his feet, and he could go in for a touchdown. He's got it at the 10, down to the 5. Finally going to be brought down. Kyle McGrain brings him down at about the 5-yard line as he had a lot of room on that far side of the field. The Hawks tried to come back and get him. He just kept cutting back to the near side of the field. and he's going to pick up a big first down there for the Spartans.
Yeah, he picked up about 25 yards, but he ran probably 75.
So first and goal from the 4 here for the Spartans with 1:15 left to go in this second quarter. As Solon looks like they're going to take their time getting the play in here. They've got 10 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to come up to the line now. As they're going to come out shotgun formation. Kramer in the backfield next to Childs. They're going to send a receiver in motion. This is Christensen. The give is to Christensen. Off to the left side. He's hit immediately. Coming up and making that stop is Max Ridenauer. A great stop by Max there. It'll bring up second down and goal now for, as he might have lost a yard on that play, as it might be second down and goal here from the 5, and Coach Miller wants another timeout here. Their second of this first half. Again, don't forget, stay tuned to KMCH after tonight's game for this playoff playback game of the week, as our tonight's game is Maquoketa Valley hosting Denver with John Swisher and Roger Reed. And then also on KMCH.com right now, we have the Beckman Blazers taking on Cascade. In Cascade tonight with Dan McClain, Kevin Schiffman on the call for that one as we get scores coming in. Appreciate Janelle back at the studio, texting, giving us updates of other scores. North Fayette Valley leading Mount Vernon 36-7. The score in that one. At halftime, Maquoketa Valley leading Denver 14-6. The score of that one. A lot of scores. A lot of good games in the area tonight as you've got a top 10 matchup here between West Delaware and the Solon Spartans. Number 2, Solon. Number 6, West Delaware in the Radio Iowa poll. What a game it's been so far. Everything you would hope. Has a lot of intensity, intense moments in this game early in this first half already.
That's right. The Hawk defense is just going to have to shut them down because they're going to have time to run all 3 plays they still have to go. It's 2nd and 4. So the defense is going to have to shut them. The clock isn't going to help them. Like I said earlier, the clock is not an issue.
So the Spartans will come set. Second down and goal from the 4. They got back to the line of scrimmage on that play as Childs will come set. Shotgun formation next to him, or behind him a little bit, is Kramer. They're going to pitch out to Kramer, out to the right side. He's got room. He's got it at the 5. He's going to go in for the Spartan touchdown. There is a flag on the field. As you wondered why there was so much room over there for Brandon Kramer, we might find out why as our officials will come together. 39 seconds left to go in this second quarter.
It's got to be a holding.
Or our official there saying block in the back, perhaps. It's going to be holding against the Spartans. And it's going to be second down and goal. So a good, nice break for the Hawks there as it's going to back the Spartans up to about the 12-13 yard line here and bring up second down and goal from the 12. So that's the break the Hawks needed there. As now you don't have to worry about giving up 1 or 2 for a touchdown. Now they've got a little farther to go here.
But now that opens up more offense for them.
It certainly does. As the Spartans will come set. Second goal. Pass as he's going to roll out to his left is Childs. No one home. He's going to roll back right. He's going to throw it away. Grounding. Should be grounding. They're going to call it. Are they going to call it a fumble or an incomplete pass? Is it an incomplete pass or is it a fumble?
It was a pass, but who was there?
I don't think anybody was there. It should be intentional grounding if they're talking it over.
Yeah, that's lost it down.
Lost it down. It'll bring up third down and goal from the 12-yard line.
It's going to be back.
And a 5-yard penalty. Excuse me. Third down and goal from the 17-yard line for Solon with 32 seconds left to go in this first half. So Solon
really farther back because it's 5 from the point of the grounding.
Back to the 25. I stand corrected. As Solon really shooting themselves in the foot here as they had it down first and goal from the 4. On second down and goal, they had a a holding penalty.
Now we have to take advantage, though. Because they're going to be throwing it now.
As it'll be third and goal from the 25. 32 seconds left to go. As Solon, you would still think they're in 4-down territory here.
Oh, yeah.
As Childs comes set, shotgun formation. They're going to fake to Kramer. Childs looks to throw, goes down the field. It's going to be incomplete. As he was looking down the field for the intended receiver, Trevor Yar.
And a nice job there by the Hawks as that pass falls incomplete. He really threw it into a dead area.
Well, what they were looking at is the Hawks had been burned on this backside slant. So what they did is they came out here with Bennett Cole and buzzed Ken and had the corner over the top. And it was Bennett's job to keep him from getting off the ball.
So the Spartans will go for it here on 4th and goal from the 25-yard line. We will have a complete look at the scoreboard here at halftime. Also talk about Hawks in the NCAAs. As Childs will throw. He's going to throw to the end zone. That's going to be caught and into the end zone. What a catch there as it's caught out there by Jacob Coons as he snuck it in there between two Hawk defenders. Looks like the Hawks had it covered. It was Lammers and Bishop on the coverage. A great pass there by Brandon Childs. He snuck it in, and the Spartans go up here.
Nice pass, nice catch. He came all the way across the field. He went from far hash to near numbers to make that catch. He went all the way across.
So 13-12 now our score with 20 seconds left to go in this second quarter. As this Hawks side of the field, the Hawk fans were riled up. It's gotten quiet here as the extra point is good. 14-12, Solon leads it here with 20 seconds left to go in this first half. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, Jamie Vasky, Tom King, and Bill Logan with you as the Hawks trailing the Spartans now 14-12 as Solon a 25-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Childs to Jacob Coons puts the Spartans up by 2.
We knew they had a good passing game because their percentage was a little over 60%, where the Hawks is right around 50 as far as pass completions.
As Childs will get set to kick it off here. Curley deep to receive for the Hawks is going to be picked up this time. It's going to be Kyle Curley again on the recovery for the Hawks. Got to wrap it up. His ball looked like it was starting to come loose there. He's going to be dropped back. Forward progress stopped at the 33-yard line with 15 seconds left to go and a 1st and 10 for West Delaware. At halftime, Cedar Rapids Xavier leading Waverly Shell Rock 24-7. Again, that is at halftime between those two schools down in Cedar Rapids tonight. As also at halftime, in the second quarter, North Fayette Valley leading Mount Vernon 42-7, and Union leading New Hampton 14-12. That is in the second quarter. At halftime, Cascade leads Beckman 14-0 as the Hawks come set. Lammer, shotgun formation. Fakes to Russell. He's going to carry it off to the left side. He's going to carry it forward up to about the 36-yard line. A gain of 1 there, and that should do it for our first half of play. It's been back and forth. It's been everything we expected out of this game here between the West Delaware and Solon. Solon has a halftime lead, 14-12. We'll be back after this. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, it's halftime. West Delaware trailing Solon 14-12 here. As we will go through some scores here, but now we take a look at the NCAA level of football and some Hawks in the NCAAs. The Iowa Hawkeyes will play again on Saturday as they defeated Northwestern 48-7 on Saturday, a blowout in Iowa City. The Hawks will face Minnesota in Minneapolis on Saturday as Iowa's 6-2 on the season after that win against Northwestern. Hopefully we don't have to make any predictions tonight, as we can wait till Friday if the Hawks can come back and win this game against Solon here tonight. The Iowa State Cyclones last Saturday were beaten by Oklahoma 59-14 to make their record now 2-6. They will take on Kansas next Saturday in Lawrence. As UNI Panthers, as they get a victory over in Cedar Falls this last Saturday, 42-28, as they defeat Illinois State in the Unidome. A big one next Saturday as the Panthers will host North Dakota State in Cedar Falls, a 4 o'clock kick. Adam Reth, no tackles in that game against Illinois State. The Panthers are now 5-4. The Coke College Cohawks were victorious this last Saturday against Luther, 35-14 to make their record now 4-4. 3-2 in Iowa Conference play as Sam Lahr in that game, a 2012 graduate of West Delaware, 17 carries for 70 yards and 1 touchdown in that game. He had 4 receptions
for 40 yards. That raises his season total to 149 carries, 737 yards, 8 touchdowns. He has 26 receptions for 261 yards and a touchdown on the season. Next Saturday, Coe will be at the University of Dubuque. That is a 1 o'clock kickoff. The Wartburg Knights were victorious also last Saturday against BVU up in Storm Lake as they won 43-24 to raise their record to a perfect 8-0, 5-0 in Iowa Conference play. They will take on Simpson in Indianola next Saturday. Brandon Domeyer and Michael Bulkey, both 2011 graduates of West Delaware, played in that game. Domeyer 18 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown. On the season, Domeyer with 122 carries for 666 yards and 11 touchdowns. On Saturday, Michael Bulkey was 3 for 3 on field goals with a season long of 34. He was 4 for 5 on extra points. On the season, he's 38 of 44 extra points and 7 of 10 for field goals with, a long of 34. Upper Iowa has 3 former West Delaware graduates. Trey McTaggart and Cole Stephen, both 2012 graduates, and Cameron McCrow, a 2014 graduate, all playing at Upper Iowa. They defeated Wayne State College last Saturday, 58-29, to make their record 6-3. In that game, Trey McTaggart, 5 receptions, 41 yards and a touchdown. On the season, he now has 27 receptions, 301 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Cole Stephen, another big game, 14 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss. On the season, he has 55 total tackles. 7 of those are for loss. Next Saturday, they will take on University of Sioux Falls in South Dakota. That will be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 1 o'clock kick for the Upper Iowa Peacocks. Jack Curley and Brandon Becker, both former West Delaware Hawks. Becker, a 2011 graduate. Curley, a 2013 graduate, playing for Grandview down in Des Moines. They were off last Saturday. They are 7-1 on the season. Next Saturday, they will be at William Penn University for noon kickoff in Oskaloosa. And Timmy Tutton, a 2014 graduate of West Delaware, playing at Ellsworth Community College, as they lost this last Saturday to Hutchinson Community College, 38-7, to make their record now 3-6, 0-3 in conference play. And they will be at Butler Community College in Kansas next Saturday.
You know, this Saturday we went over and watched the UNI game, and Adam really had some pretty good playing time. Unfortunately, a lot of it was on the putt team. He's one of those upbacks on the putt team. But he also rotated in quite a bit at that D-nose spot with Xavier Williams, who's, I think he's projected to go like 3rd, 4th, 5th round in the NFL draft. So he's playing behind somebody pretty good. So I'm looking for Adam to get some pretty quality time next year. But they rotated Adam in to give Xavier a break. A lot of times they put Adam in on what they anticipate were going to be rundowns and running plays, because Adam's quickness, so he could get in there on some of those running plays, because Xavier would just come in on pass plays and just run over linemen to get to the quarterback. But Adam had a nice game, really did.
Sounds like the King family had a whole bunch of footballers. Ryan went up and watched Upper Iowa last Saturday, a big game for the former Hawks up there. We will take a break, come back. We'll go through some scores that we have as West Delaware trailing Solon 14-12 with 6:40 left to go before we get this third quarter underway. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Brown Field here as we're at halftime. Solon leads West Delaware 14-12. Go through some other scores that we have, the majority of them at halftime. In Cascade tonight, number 8th-ranked Cougars leading Beckman 14-0, that game at halftime. In Delhi tonight with John Swisher and Roger Reed. You can hear that game on KMCH.com or play back after our game here tonight. The Wildcats leading Denver right now 14-6, that game also at halftime. Waverly Shellrock ranked number 8, or they're trailing number 10th ranked, Cedar Rapids Xavier 24-7. That game is at halftime. In the second quarter score, North Fayette Valley leading Mount Vernon 42-7. That was a second quarter score. Also a second quarter score, an identical one that we have here, is Union leading New Hampton 14-12. At halftime, Pekin, number 3 Pekin, leading Lisbon 27-6. That's a halftime score. And at halftime, Central Elkader leading Northwood Kensett 26-0. That was a halftime score as well. And Coach King, Nathan, he's in the booth for those games for Williamsburg. They're up 10-7 right now at halftime and at South Tama tonight. So keeping an eye on that one for you as well.
Yeah, that's another one I got to keep an eye on. He's really enjoyed his season there. He's been in the booth every Friday night. He's in the wearing the offensive headsets up in the box, so he enjoys that.
That's fun for him, as Bill Logan has returned from the locker room at halftime, and he always gives us a little insight what's going on. He's down there talking. We'll take a break and come back. We'll catch up with Bill right after this as you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Brownfield, Solon leading West Delaware 14-12 here at halftime, and Bill Logan, again, we mentioned he has returned from the West Delaware locker room. And Bill, you know, Coach King and I were talking at half. You wouldn't expect anything different between these two great programs, traditionally great programs, a 2-point game at halftime.
Well, it is, and that first quarter was all field position. Solon had a great field position. The Hawks were probably somewhat fortunate to only be down 7-0 in that first quarter, as Hawks really couldn't get anything going, 3 and out a few times that they had the ball, and really didn't get themselves out of any trouble there that first quarter. Then the second quarter, to me, was both teams taking advantage of plays. The Hawks had a couple big plays for touchdowns. Solon had a couple big plays for first downs and a touchdown. So, you know, it's kind of what we were talking about down here on the sideline. You know, these two teams, you know, very, very similar to each other. It's going to be execution, and you take about 2 plays away from each team, and we probably still got a 0-0 game here. You know, that's how even it is, and I would expect nothing less here in the third quarter. First half for Solon, 24 carries, 70 yards. And 70 of those 70 yards, a 27-yard scramble and 31-yard run, so 58 of the 70 yards on 2 plays. So other than that, the run defense from the Hawks has been outstanding. 10 out of 15 passing for 132 yards. So, you know, there again is about 4th game in a row where we've dared their quarterback to throw, and he makes it look like he's pretty adept at it. Done a nice job, 132 yards, so 202 yards offense for Solon in that first half. For the Hawks, they've got 10 carries, 66 yards, 47 of them on the Corey Russell touchdown for first score for the Hawks. 3 out of 8 passing for 66 yards, so 132 yards of offense. So give Solon credit. They've done a nice job of slowing down. The Hawk offense has been averaging, you know, close to 500 yards over the last month. So, you know, now the Hawks have got a great bear down most of the halftime. Talking about the offensive adjustments, defense is doing fairly well so far. They just want them to keep up with that intensity. You know, and the offense hopefully can find something here in this third quarter and get this momentum swung over. Hopefully the Hawks can take advantage of field position here in the third quarter, similar to what Solon did to the Hawks in the first quarter with the kickoff. So, big drive here in this first quarter right off the bat.
Well, you mentioned to us right before you went out in that first half, 39 plays for Solon and 18 for West Delaware. We don't have the time of possession, but that's a big difference there.
Yeah, it is, and that just shows you the 3 and outs, and then Solon got some things going. They had 9 first downs, the Hawks 3. You know, so not a lot of things going here, so hopefully big second half here for the Hawks.
All right, thank you, Bill, for your stats. We'll catch up with you as the game goes on, as down on the sideline. As again, as Bill mentioned, it's starting to rain once again down there on the field, as you can see the rain coming in, and that's what we expected coming in here. As they said, scattered showers likely throughout the night, and we're starting to see those here as Solon will kick off to start this second half. Coach King, your thoughts from the first half?
Well, you know, coming in, Solon's only completed an average of about 8 passes a game, and I think they've already done that easily here in this first half. So, you know, we've kind of taken them out of what they want to do, which is run the ball. But unfortunately, they're also pretty successful at throwing the ball. So that's the thing we're going to have to stop here in the second half is their passing game.
As Brandon Childs will kick off to start this thing for Solon. Deep to receive for the Hawks will be Trent Curley. Beckman scoring over in Cascade tonight to start the third quarter, but they still trail Cascade 14-7 as we are back to action here, just about ready to kick this thing off. Denver also scoring to start the third quarter with 7:13 left to tie that game up 14-14 with Maquoketa Valley. So the Wildcats in a good fight over there in Delhi tonight. As Childs will kick it off. It's a short kick. It's going to be taken by the Hawks. And this is going to be Kyle Curley, his third kick return of the night. He's got some room at the 45. Crosses midfield. He's going to be run out of bounds by Brandon Childs at the Solon 46-yard line. And you like to see Kyle Curley there. He just waited for that to develop, and he found the hole, and he took it.
Ryan Kelly.
Ryan Kelly. Is that what it was? I'm sorry. Ryan Kelly. We'll get my program out. Ryan Kelly, excuse me, on the return. Kyle Curley, 8.
Yep.
Number 6 on the return that time. As Kelly, a nice return there for the Hawks. They have it at the Solon 46. Lammers comes set, pistol formation. Next to him is Ridenauer, and they're going to give it to Russell.
on 1st and 10. He's going to be wrapped up, blow the whistle, as he's going to be brought down out there by Solon. That's Spencer Lawson making the stop there. No gain on that play for the Hawks. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
And there's the first time Winks run that formation. Came out in the second half with. This must be something they talked about at halftime, where they put another running back in the backfield with Coy.
As they're going to go shotgun formation now. 3 receivers lined up here on the near side of the field, 1 to the far side of the field, as Russell will fake the handoff to him. Lammers keeps it himself. He's got it at near the 40, up to the 41. He's going to be dropped down at the 35-yard line, run out of bounds by Connor Ham. A great second effort there by Brent Lammers. Looked like he was getting run out of bounds. He cut it back, and he's going to be run out at the about the 36-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. It is a West Delaware first down. 1st and 10 Hawks as they have it at the Solon 36-yard line.
And there they use Coy as kind of a decoy to the backside.
So 1st and 10 West Delaware at the Solon 36-yard line, just underway, 3rd quarter. Solon leads West Delaware 14-12. The give is to Ridenauer on the reverse, and he's going to take it. He's got it at the 30, 25. He's got some room. 20, 15, 10, 5. Max Ridenauer goes in for the Hawk touchdown, 35 yards out, and the Hawks now go up 18-14 with 10:58 left to go in this 3rd quarter.
Offense is staying out, going to go for 2.
So a 2-point conversion upcoming for the Hawks as they lead it by 4. They've missed 2 extra points so far in the game. The Hawks are going to send an extra man in. This is Blake Schrader entering now for the Hawks as Coach Wink is going to call in this 2-point conversion play. A nice job there as they fake to Russell. They gave to that man in the backfield, Ridenauer, and he takes it in for the Hawk touchdown, 35-yard touchdown for Max Ridenauer. As now the Hawks come set, that same formation except the man down. They've got a man lined up. That is going to be Colin Weber. And Coy Russell's going to slide in for the extra point. Lost his footing right at the 1-yard line, but it didn't matter. He goes in for the Hawk 2-point conversion, and the Hawks now lead it 20-14 with 10:58 left to go in this 3rd quarter. We will take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Brown Field. West Delaware with a 20-14 lead over the Solon Spartans. 10:58 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Brent Lammer's kick is a good one. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line by Brandon Kramer, the great running back from Solon. He's got a seam up the middle. He's going to bounce off a couple tacklers for West Delaware. Lammers is on pursuit, and he's going to wrap him up. Finally tripped up down to the West Delaware 20 as Lammers just caught the shoelace of Brandon Kramer. A breakdown in coverage there by the Hawks, and Kramer is going to bring the Spartans up, and they're going to start with it 1st and 10 at their own 20, or at the West Delaware 20-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't think you could do a wedge on that, but apparently you can.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. 10:44 left to go in this 3rd quarter, and the Hawks leading 20-14. So see if this Hawk defense can continue what it's done so far here tonight, and they've played fairly well. They've had their backs against the wall a couple times. As Childs is going to throw, he looks out to the far side, and it's going to be incomplete as he threw it out of the hands of the outstretched arms of Tyler Yar, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 Solon as they have it at the West Delaware 20.
The Solon right tackle jumps probably 1 out of 10 plays, but they haven't called it yet. So see if they ever... The problem is they keep doing it when Solon is on going right to left, and the official that have to call it is right next to Solon coaches.
Who wants to make that call over there as it's 2nd down and 10 here for Solon. 10:40 left to go as Childs comes set. As they're going to fake the handoff to Ham, and they're going to give it to Kramer up the middle, and he's going to be stopped. Weber, nice job there as he brings him down at about the line of scrimmage. Might have got 1 as it'll bring up 3rd down and 9. A great play getting into the backfield there by Colin Weber.
Right, he just stood right in the hole and met him right in the hole.
So
4 down territory, though.
3rd and 10, they're going to call it no gain on that play. It's still at the 20-yard line. 10:15 left to go in this 3rd quarter, and the Hawks leading 20-14. So the Hawk defense has done a great job so far. They've had their backs against the wall to start this drive as there's 2 backs in the backfield. Shotgun formation.
for Childs. He's going to fake the handoff to Kramer. Blitz is coming. He throws downfield. He's got Ham. That's going to be caught down to the 7-yard line. As again, 2 Hawks on the coverage there. Couldn't knock it down as Max Reinauer in on the coverage. But again, just kind of slipped it in there, did Brandon Child. And it's going to be 1st and goal for Solon as they have it at the West Delaware 2-yard line.
He threw it sooner than he wanted to because he got hit hard right when he threw it, but he got rid of it just in time.
Bennett Cole providing the pressure there of Brandon Child. It was, again, like Coach King said, too late, as it'll be 1st and goal, Solon from the West Delaware 2-yard line. And Kramer, shotgun formation. They give to Ham up the middle, and he's wrapped up and driven backwards as Adam Newhouse got in there and wrapped him up. And Bennett Cole came in and helped clean things up there for the Hawks, so it'll be 2nd down and goal for Solon from the 5-yard line. A 3-yard loss there. Nice job by the Hawk that getting that pressure and pushing the offensive lineman back and stopping Ham in the backfield.
Yeah, the run game, the Hawks' run defense has been pretty effective.
As it'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. Kramer in the backfield with Childs. 8:55 left to go in this 3rd quarter. They're going to throw out to Kramer. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Nice job there. As coming out to make the stop there for the Hawks was Bennett Cole. A nice job there as they threw that little swing pass out to Kramer. He caught it, and Bennett Cole met him.
As it looks like the bubble screen was getting held. But again, that's on that side. The guy that has to call it standing right next to their coaches.
A loss of 4 on that play for Solon brings up 3rd and goal from the 9. As Childs comes set. Kramer stands beside him. They fake to Kramer. They throw across the middle. Got a man out there, and it's going to be incomplete. As that guy from the far side is the one that calls it incomplete. But he's down here now. He's nowhere near the coaches. It falls incomplete. It's 4th and goal for Solon from the West Delaware 9-yard line. Similar situation they were in before. Right. This defense just has to come up with a big stop here.
Yep. Pressure.
As the
timeout.
Solon is going to call a timeout as they're going to burn one early here in this 2nd half. We'll take one as well and come right back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field as the Solon Spartans face 4th down and 9. As they have 4th and goal, from the West Delaware 9. 8:12 left to go in this 3rd quarter, and Solon calling their first time out of this 2nd half as they're going to come set shotgun formation. Shotgun formation here for the Spartans. They fake the handoff to Kramer. Now Childs looking to run. He's going to throw it and roll out to his left. Still looking to throw. He throws across. Incomplete as it bounces down at the goal line. Great job by the Hawk defense. Bennett Cole coming up for the pressure there. Along with Bennett Cole was Drew Cole, the Cole brothers, providing the pressure there on that stop, forcing Childs to throw it into the ground just short of the goal line, and the Hawks take over 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line.
Huge stop.
As that's the kind of stop and the momentum that this Hawk team needed, especially after that big kickoff return by Brandon Childs. We'll get a couple more score updates for you here. As New Hampton leading Union 18-14, that game in the 3rd quarter. Pekin leading over Lisbon 34-6 in the 3rd. Pekin now 40-6, that in the 3rd quarter. Lammers comes set, shotgun formation. Next to him is Coy Russell. As they're going to run they're just going to run it with Lammers. He's going to go. He's going to cut to the outside. He's got it at the 20, 25-30. He's going to cut back at the 35 and be brought down at the 37-yard line. Finally wrapped up out there by Brandon Kramer, but a great run there. A design quarterback run by Brett Lammers.
Right, with Coy lead blocking. That was a great call, great run.
And in the 3rd quarter, with 5:56 left to go, Xavier leading Waverly Shellrock 30-7 in that game down in Cedar Rapids. But more than likely, the winner of this game will face the winner of that game. Who knows? But geographically, that you would think that's where it would be.
Bozy had something on Facebook, and I said, Bozy, never try to help guess the boys at Boone.
So 1st and 10, West Delaware. They have it. Lammers brought down at the 38. They're going to give it to Russell. He's going to cut back at the 40, up to about the 41-yard line. Gain of 3 yards there. Again, Coy Russell back after his bout with mono where, the spleen gets enlarged and he had a bad case of it, but he is back. He has been cleared to play here tonight, and he's done exceptional in this first half for the Hawks.
Pick up a 4, nothing wrong with that. 4 yards in a cloud of dust. That's a great offense.
You would wonder how Coy would react to that. You haven't practiced in about a month. How's the conditioning in a game like this? He showed no ill effects of that tonight, as he's done a great job. He has been conditioning at practice, but it's 2nd down and 6. Lammers fakes to Russell. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to play forward up to the 45-yard line, a gain of 3. The Hawks will face a 3rd down and 3 coming up with 6:40 left to go in this third quarter, and the Hawks up 20-14.
Again, that was designed all the way for Brent to keep that. So we're going to see what Wink calls here. 3rd and 3.
And a matchup of two great football programs. West Delaware, 20 playoff appearances. Solon, 24 playoff appearances. And the two coaches meeting here tonight. Lammers keeps it himself. He gets stopped in the backfield momentarily. He didn't get it. He's got it up to about the 46-yard line. Might have gained a yard there.
At the 46, going to be 4th and 2.
So a gain of 1 there by Lammers, like you said. Brings up 4th down and 2 here for West Delaware. And two great coaches, Coach Winkowicz and Coach Miller. Just outstanding records for these two. Coach Miller at his time at Solon, he's 142-23. He spent time elsewhere. Coach Wink overall, he's 126-72. So these are two great programs coached by two great coaches. The Hawks will punt it away. Lammers kicks it, and it's a beauty. It's going to hit at the 21-yard line. It's going to take a Hawk bounce to about the 17-18-yard line where Owen Ward will pick it up. The Spartans did not send anybody back there, so it'll be 1st and 10 Solon at their own 17-yard line.
Well, the thing is that Brent's only about 3 yards deeper than where he normally is a quarterback, so they can't be sure that we're not going to go for it. They can't afford to send anybody back when it's only 4th and 2. So that's one of the advantages, having your quarterback punt.
We've got a great game going on here in Manchester. Also have a great game going on KMCH.com over in Delhi tonight. Denver has just taken the lead over Maquoketa Valley, 20-14 in the third quarter. Denver leading Maquoketa Valley. As here, it's West Delaware leading Solon, 20-14 with 5:28 left to go in this third quarter. Childs comes set. They hand off to Kramer. He's going to be wrapped up. Drew Cole comes in and stops that after a gain of just a couple by Kramer. He's going to pick up 2, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Great stop. Again, the Hawks are playing great run defense tonight. They're just doing it. The front four is really taking charge. They're helping the linebackers. They're taking up the offensive line so the linebackers can come up and help make stops too. So that's what your defensive line is supposed to do. They eat up, those 4 guys can eat up the 5 linemen.
2nd down and 8. Bennett Cole's going to come over and provide coverage on the wide receiver. As Childs comes set, quick pass out to the right side. He's got it to Ham out there, and Ham's going to be wrapped up. Brent Lammers comes up and drops him at about the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 5 yards there and bring up 3rd down and a long 3, 4, maybe 4 yards. 3 great games for you on KMCH tonight. Over in Cascade, Beckman has tied it up with Cascade 14-14, that game in the third quarter. Just 3 great games going on. If our teams continue on, either of our 4 area teams continue on, we will have coverage for you Friday at 7 o'clock here on KMCH. As Childs will roll out to his left and pass on 3rd down and 4. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, 24-yard line, as Bennett Cole again comes in there and sweeps the legs.
And
Lammers come in and sweep the legs of Childs, and he's going to be dropped for a 1-yard loss. It'll bring up 4th down and 5 here for the Spartans. Another great job on defense by this Hawk team. And right here at home, your home field advantage here. Your crowd is into it, and you're at your home place. We saw this in Solon last year. The Hawks trying to take advantage of that here tonight.
That's exactly right.
As Childs is back to punt. The punt is away as Ridenauer is going to call for a fair catch. He's going to catch it back at his own 37, 38-yard line. Again, we've got Coach's Corner on Saturday. We've got more football for you on Friday. Tomorrow night, we've got volleyball action for you right here on KMCH as West Delaware
volleyball team will take on Dubuque Wahlert. That game is in Cascade. That will be here on KMCH as well, starting at 7 with John Swisher and Joan Sala with the call on that one. We'll hopefully have more football action for you on Friday. And then, of course, the Coach's Corner and Hawkeye football for you on Saturday. Lammers come set on 1st and 10. They fake to Russell. They give to Ridenauer. He's fighting forward, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage as he had to come from the backfield. He fought to get back there, and he'll bring up 2nd down and 10 here for the Hawks.
Yeah, I fooled him on that first time he ran that, but they didn't fool him this time. Fooled him on the touchdown. But they were waiting for it this time. We had 2 wingbacks in on that one.
Of course, Wednesday night we have Hawk Talk with Coach Kirk Ferentz and the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin, from 7 to 8:30. High school football, hopefully for you on Friday, and then the area Coach's Corner with Kevin Shookman starting at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. As Brent Lammers comes set, the give is to Bishop on the end around. He's got it at the 45.
Nobody's going to touch him. Bishop is going to go to the house. Austin Bishop. A touchdown run for the Hawks puts them up 26-14. A 61-yard touchdown run by Austin Bishop, and the Hawks go up 26-14 with 2:32 left to go in this third quarter. What a run there by Austin Bishop, Coach King. He got through that first wave, and he was off to the races. As you mentioned earlier, that 4 yards, and then we saw the cloud of dust, even with the rain falling. Bishop goes to the house, and the Hawks lead it 26-14.
Well, he is one of the fastest kids to run the 100 in the WAMAC, so once he got through, I knew he was gone. There wasn't anybody going to catch him.
So now the Hawks will go for 2 again here as they come set in a pistol formation. They're going to have one. Is that
timeout?
Timeout, West Delaware. Is that Weber that's lined up next?
Yep.
It is Weber.
Weber's in at a fullback.
Weber is the fullback here for the Hawks as they will call a timeout here, but what a run there by Austin Bishop to put the Hawks up by 12. And now you got a 2-point conversion. You're back to where you wanted to be, and up by 14. That's where the Hawks want to be right now. Bill, Austin Bishop is behind you right now, and he's drinking that water. He's excited, and he's puffing, but what a run there by Austin Bishop. Too much. He doesn't have enough hands.
Well, he's got an umbrella.
He does have an umbrella. He's got his clipboard. I think he needs someone with smaller fingers to turn on that microphone.
Well, he needs an assistant to hold the umbrella.
There, he's got it.
I need a lot of things, fellas. An assistant, smaller fingers, all of the above. But, yeah, Bishop's a pretty happy camper down here. Cause, he's like Lammers, he's like Russell. You get that little seam in the line, and boom, they're gone. And that's what they talked about, making those little adjustments at halftime. So far in the third quarter, they've been some great adjustments.
Lammers is going to keep it himself on the 2-point try attempt, and he's going to go in as he's going to get some help from Coy Russell. And Lammers got hit at the goal line, and Russell came up and just kind of shouldered him into the end zone, a little shiver there.
He got stood up right at the goal line, and Coy just blocked him right into the end zone.
So the Hawks go up 28-14 with 2:32 left to go in the third quarter. We will take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back here at Brownfield, West Delaware leads it 28-14, and the kick return by Colton Hansel. As Coach King mentioned right off the air, see who we kick it to. They didn't kick it to Kramer this time, and Hansel's going to bring it up. He was one of the up men there. He's going to bring it out to the 31-yard line. Much more comfortable starting field position here for this Hawk defense.
Coach Hansel had a little chat there in the huddle, I think, before they kicked it on where the kick was supposed to go.
So the Hawks will come set on defense. Solon on offense. Two receivers each way, both stacked. The fake to Kramer. Childs keeps it himself. He runs up the middle. A nice job there by the Hawks as Ryan Solomon and Colin Weber come up to make the stop for this Hawk defense, who's played outstanding. You mentioned the Hawks on this run defense tonight, just been outstanding. It's forced Solon to throw the ball. And you mentioned earlier with Brent Lammers, it's not so much throwing the ball, it's catching the ball. And the more that this rain comes down, could favor the Hawks as they have that 14-point lead.
That's right. We're going to force them to throw it, though. And they've been fairly successful.
2nd down and 8. Just under 2 minutes left to go in this third quarter, and the Hawks leading 28-14. Solon is going to fake the handoff to Kramer.
Childs is going to throw downfield. He's got a man out there, and it's going to be caught. Connor Ham down to the West Delaware 30-yard line as Sam Maloney was on the coverage there. Had good coverage, but just a perfect pass there by Childs. He laid it right into the breadbasket there of Ham, and it's going to be 1st and 10, Solon, down at the West Delaware 31-yard line.
Right. You know, and Solon hasn't thrown a lot, but I think it's because they haven't had to throw a lot. You know, their running game has been pretty successful against most of their opponents, and now that we've taken the running game away, they're throwing it, but, you know, they can.
We'll have a couple score updates for you when we get a break, as there's 1:28 left to go in the third quarter here. Solon, as Childs is going to hand off to Kramer, and that's going nowhere. Solon's just going to have to come to the realization they're going to have to throw this ball as Adam Newhouse stuffs that in the backfield. A 2-yard loss there brings up 2nd down at 12.
I mentioned earlier that the Hawks have done especially well when Solon has tried to pull a guard, and they tried to pull one again that time and either do a trap or probably run up a hole and follow him up a hole. And that time we got, you know, -2. So there again, real good job.
2nd and 12. With just under a minute, 50 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Hawks lead by 14.
Pass.
Childs will pass. He's going to run out of pressure and run out of time. It's coming up and making the stop. The sack, Bennett Cole. He's been all over the place tonight. That feisty little linebacker, Bennett Cole, the junior, comes up and makes the sack. And it'll be 3rd down and from Ryan away here for the Spartans.
3rd and 21. Now, if we can keep them back here, they might have to punt. We basically took them out of their 4-down territory.
As they have it back at the Hawk 41-yard line. This drive that started at West Delaware's 31. 12 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Childs will come set. Shotgun formation for the Spartans. He's going to fake the handoff. Pressure's there. He steps up. Now he's looking to throw yet. There's a penalty marker down. It's going to be a hold. Childs throws it away. He's got a man out there. Undershoots the intended receiver. What do you do here, Coach King?
Decline
the penalty.
Coach Winkle declined.
It'll be 4th and 21.
That's the point. The point is another 6 yards behind the ball. So that would make it 3rd and 20, almost 30. That adds another wrinkle.
We'll see what Coach Wink is going to do as they're still talking. It is going to be declined. It'll be 4th and 21, as that is going to do it for our third quarter. That's going to do it for our third quarter of play. The Hawks lead at 28-14 here as we go to the fourth quarter. Here at Brownfield, the Hawks with the lead. Heading into the fourth, we will take a break and bring you back for this exciting finish here. West Delaware up 28-14. You're listening to Hawk Football from KMCH Sports. Back into Brownfield. Start of the fourth quarter. What a game it has been here at Brownfield. We'll go through some other scores here real quick. Beckman and Cascade tied at 14 to start the fourth. Denver up 22-14 over Maquoketa Valley in the start of the fourth quarter. As back here at West Delaware, the Hawks lead it 28-14. Just underway fourth quarter. Childs will punt this one away. The Hawks did not have anybody back. It's going to take a bounce, and the Spartans are going to down it inside the Hawk 5-yard line at the 3. So the Hawks will have their backs to their end zone here. Beckman now taking a lead over Cascade 21-14. Again, that game in the fourth quarter. So the Hawks here will face 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line. As they're still waiting to get the play in, Lammers is going to come into the huddle now as we're just underway. 11:50 left to go, and the Hawks leading 28-14.
This time they brought Blake Schrader in as a fullback.
So Schrader in at fullback. They give us to Russell. They're going to hand off to him. He's going to fight forward and get out near the 5-yard line. He's going to be brought down out there by Michael Klein, the 210-pound defensive lineman for the Spartans, as that's going to be a gain of about 2 yards there for Russell. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 here for the Hawks. 11:25 left to go, fourth quarter. How sweet it would be if the Hawks could hold on and get that redemption from last year
that the Solons put on the Hawks down in Solon 364 days ago. They give us to Russell again. He's off to the right side, pushing forward. He's going to near the first down marker, and he's going to get it as he kept fighting. The Coy Russell you mentioned earlier, shades of Coy Russell before, is back again. He refuses to give up and pushes forward for the first down up to the West Delaware 15-yard line. Now you have some breathing room here with 11 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter.
He didn't stop the clock going out of bounds because right now the Hawks want to run the ball and run the ball in bounds. But the first down was more important than that.
So here we go. Lammers to give to Russell again. He's going to go off to the left side here. And he's might have lost a yard there, back to the 14. Again, trying to eat this clock here in this fourth quarter. Solon has already called both teams have used a timeout here.
Hawks huddling up here. They don't normally do that.
In this second half, both teams have used a timeout. Some other scores from around the state. Washington leading Carlisle 25-20 in the third quarter. Pella leading Newton 56-0. Dallas Center Grimes 27-15 over Gilbert. As the Hawks come back set here, 28-14, they lead it. Second down and 10. The give is to Russell again. He goes to the right side. He's got a hold. Penalty marker down. Russell going to go the distance. He's going to be brought down at inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line, but there's a penalty marker down on the field, as it looks like in the vicinity of holding. But what a big hold there by Coy Russell, as a lot of yards there for nothing here for Coy Russell, I believe. As we get another update here, North Fayette Valley leading Mount Vernon 49-14. That at the end of the third quarter. It is going to be holding against the Hawks. Coach Winkowicz not happy about that holding penalty. As an update, end of the third quarter, New Hampton leading Union 18-15. Have another update here real quick. Xavier with a 30-yard field goal makes the score 33-14 now in favor of Cedar Rapids Xavier. And that game in the fourth quarter as well.
I think what Coach Wink was talking about to the official was, that hold was way behind and the opposite side of the field of the play. And is that really one you call?
So that backs the Hawks up inside their own 10-yard line to the 8. It'll be second down and 17. As Lammers will come set. They fake to Russell. They give to Ryan now, and he's got some room up the field. And he reels around the net there. We got it. They get the penalty as Reinauer brings it up to about the 22-yard line before he's brought down, and he's hurt.
Now he tackled him tackled him with his face mask and helmet.
And I think he might have got stepped on after the play. After the play, Reinauer coming up limping here. It is going to be a personal foul against Solon and a 15-yard penalty. Pekin leading Lisbon 47-6 in the third quarter. 33 seconds left in the third quarter down in Cedar Rapids. Not in the fourth quarter. 33-14.
But Jamie, that's why they put the horse collar rule in too, is when you get tackled up high, you can also land awkwardly. And I think that's what happened to him as much as anything. I think he landed kind of awkwardly, twisted on that ankle. When they grab you by the head, you don't have much choice on how you're going to go down.
And we remember, Max was getting taped up down here earlier in the game, so not sure if it's the same ankle or not. But it will be a first down for the Hawks with 9:53 left to go in this game. Again, another opportunity, another set of downs. Chance for the Hawks to kill some more time here in this fourth quarter as they come out with that same set in the backfield as Bishop. He might have left early, but they're going to no call as Lammers keeps it himself. There's another penalty as Lammers brings it up to about the 41-yard line. Laundry all over the place here in this last few minutes, and Coach Winkowicz wants to know just wanting to settle the kids down here.
Yeah. I think now he's talking to the line about, just relax, get your blocks. You don't need to grab them.
I mean, the kids, Coach Keaton, you've been around a lot of kids in your time here at West Delaware. They know when the game's they know the key points in this game, and this is one of them right here, a chance to run some clock, but they still got to keep a level head and continue to just calm down and play this game.
Right.
So a big penalty there against the Hawks, another holding penalty back to their own 27-yard line. As the Hawk fans on their feet here, it's 1st and 19. 9:34 left to go in this ball game. And the Hawks with a 28-14 lead.
Guys.
They've got that play clock right in front of them. So they know how much time they can use up here, or approximately how much time. As Bishop comes set, they're going to give to Russell up the middle. He bounces off one. He's going to fight forward up to about the 31-yard line is Coy Russell. Nice job by Coy, as he's going to be brought down out there by Trevor Yar. And it'll be second down and about 15, 16 yards here for the Hawks.
Again, keeping the ball on the ground. Great play calling for Wink. I'm real happy with what he's doing. He's doing a great job. He may have to throw it here, though. There's going to be a point that he's going to have to try to get the first down.
Central Elkader leading Northwood Kensett 32-14 that game in the fourth quarter. Second down and 15. 8:40 left to go in this ball game, and now they're going to come set pistol formation. They give it to, fake to Russell. Lammers keeps it himself, brings it out to about the 35-yard line, just short of the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down and about 12 here for the Hawks, and this may be that time where they need to throw it. They're missing a weapon out here. I don't see that Max is
getting taped.
Max is still getting taped down here, as he's still not returning to this ball game. But you've got Owen Ward, Trent Curley, and you still have not seen any action from John Nagel yet tonight. We'll see if the Hawks try to open him up from that tight end position. As Lammers comes set, 3rd and 11. They're going to fake the handoff. Lammers looks to throw, going downfield. He's looking for Nagel. Shoots him. Had him open, but he threw it. Nagel turned the wrong way, and it's going to fall incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 12 for the Hawks with just at 8 minutes left to go in this ballgame.
And the Hawks took possession, I believe, right at the quarter. So we burned up a third of the quarter on that possession.
So the Hawk defense, looks like we'll have to punt it away here. And deep to receive for Solon is Brandon Kramer. As Brent Lammers set to punt it away for West Delaware.
They're going to come at it.
They're going to come hard. And it looks like they were they weren't pushing too hard. It's a great punt by Lammers. It's going to bounce at the 20. And it's going to bounce! 7-yard line. What a punt there by Brent Lammers. And the Hawks will push Solon and have them start 1st and 10 deep in their own territory at their own 7-yard line.
Kramer was chasing it, but he couldn't get to it. And that was just a great punt. Brent kicked it to the numbers, and it went out of bounds because Kramer was in the middle of the field. And Brent kicked it to the numbers. He chased it to the sideline, but he just couldn't get to it before it went out of bounds.
You mentioned still a 10-7 ball game in the fourth quarter down there with Williamsburg and South Tama. So the Williamsburg Raiders looking to advance here in Class 2A. As the Hawks will come set, believe an empty backfield. Yes, it is for Solon. They're going to hand it off to Kramer on the end around. He's going to cut back to the left side. Still on his feet. Got to bring him down out there, Hawks. And he's going to have it up at the 30, up to about the 35-yard line where he's finally going to be run down by the Hawks. As he started off from his left, who was coming from left to right, he took it back to the left side and picked up a big chunk of yards there and picks up the Solon first down up to the Solon 37-yard line.
He does a nice job on the cutbacks.
We've seen that tonight is, again, Solon, before too long, they're going to have to throw the ball, and the rain really coming down now on Brown Field. As it's 1st and 10 Solon, they have it at their own 37. They fake the handoff to Kramer. Giles keeps it himself, and he's tripped up. Tripped up by Colin Weber. I think fortunately for the Hawks, the officials did not see the gesture by Colin Weber after that play. It wasn't anything vulgar. It was just,
well, Bennett was having a little get-together with number 1 out here, and
something you don't want to see late in the ball game. Yeah. And bring a 15-yard penalty. 2nd down and 10. 7 minutes, 5 seconds left to go in this ball game. Child stands alone in the backfield. He's going to jump.
They called it. They called it finally. On our side. It was on our sideline. They finally called it. Right tackle jumping early. He does it about 1 every 10 times. This time they're going left to right. He was on our sideline. And our coaches got in the referee on this side's ear, and they finally called it.
You've been calling for that for 3 quarters, and we finally got it as he jumps off sides, and it'll be a 15-yard penalty. Bring up 2nd down and 15. As the Hawks are going to have a late substitution as Drew Cole comes off the field here. Beacon defeats Lisbon tonight, 47-6, I believe is what that was.
We pulled a lineman and put in an extra D-back.
As Childs comes set, he looks to throw. He's looking downfield. Now he's got to roll out to his right. And he's got a flip.
He's going to be slips up. And that was not Drew Cole who came off the field because Drew Cole just covered him up there. A huge loss there as great coverage by her. You mentioned bringing in the extra defensive back. They covered up everybody. Yep. And it'll be 3rd and a mile here for Solon Spartans. 6:15 left to go, 4th quarter. 3rd and 23. The Hawks lead 28-14. Solon has it back at their own 24-yard line. And Childs will have to pass here. He drops back to pass. Looking left. He throws downfield. That ball is short. Nobody's going to look at it. It's across the middle. Nobody home. And it'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 23 for the Spartans with 5:55 left to go in this ball game.
And I don't see Max anywhere, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't put anybody back.
We got one getting taped up here.
Yeah. The Hawks aren't going to put anybody back. They're going to play defense. This good call. Good call. We don't need field position here. We just need the ball.
We need the ball and start to run some time. Again, I believe that's it is Childs back to punt. It's going to bounce at the 50. It's going to take a Solon bounce. And they're going to
field position.
It's great field position. They're going to pick it up at the West Delaware 37-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will start with it, 1st and 10. As the Hawks lead it by 14, 5 minutes, 44 seconds left to go, and a chance to advance on to Friday night's quarterfinal round match. We don't know yet who it's going to be against, but that will come out again later tonight.
Right. And it looks like Hawks are going that power backfield again, bringing another lineman in to play fullback, and Wink just wants to run the ball here 3 times, try to getting some first downs. And all we have to do, Coy just has to hang on, and Brent, whoever's carrying, hang on to the football. Cover both points.
They, as you mentioned, come out in that power set. Lammers hands off to Russell. He runs up the middle. He's got some room. He's going to pick up some good yards. Still on his feet. Crosses midfield. Down to the Solon 47, 48-yard line. Great carry there by Coy Russell. You mentioned holding on to the ball. First downs work too.
And the big thing that Coy did right there, he was about 2 feet from the sideline, but he went down inbounds. So the clock's going to run. We get another 25 seconds.
5:35 left to go in this ball game. For these Hawks seniors and some of these sophomores, they remember last year.
And Brett's watching the play clock a little closer this time.
Absolutely. 5:20, 10 seconds left on the play clock. Lammers comes set. He gives to Russell up the middle. He cuts back, going to cross midfield. He's going to cross down inside to the 45-yard line. Inside the 45, down to the Solon 44-yard line with 5 minutes remaining in this ball game. So again, a 5-yard gain, and that's all you mentioned. Get those first downs, and that's what the Hawks are doing here.
That's right. All you need to do right now is get first downs, move the sticks, and run the clock. And right now we're under 5 minutes. The offensive line, you got to give those guys a lot of credit. They're doing a great job tonight.
Absolutely, is opening up these holes for the Hawk runners. As they give us to Russell, he gets tripped up.
Hang on.
Hold on to that ball as he's back to the 45-yard line. Might have lost one on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6, and now Solon will take a timeout. It's second of this second half, so they will have one timeout remaining, and they're going to take one here with 4:33 left to go in this 4th quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back and bring you back for the exciting finish of this game. West Delaware leads 28-14. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back here at Brown Field, the Hawks lead at 28-14. They face a 3rd down and 7 with 4 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in this ball game. Again, 28-14. They lead by 14 here, and they're going to come to this power set here as Lammers comes set. Behind him is Russell. And they're going to give it, and Lammers going to keep it himself, and he's got some room. He's got it at the 40. He's got enough for the first down, and he's going to be run out of bounds. First down up down to the Solon 33-yard line, I think 34. And it'll be good for a West Delaware first down. A fresh set of downs here with 4:25 left to go in this ball game.
First down gets you at least 2 minutes. At least 2 minutes off the clock.
As Solon again with just one timeout remaining here. And we have 4:25 left to go. I mean, the Hawks just have everybody in there. Everybody in tight. as Lammers will come set. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to follow Bishop. He's got it at the 35, inside the 35, down to the 31-yard line. A pickup of 4 there. Nice shot there by Brent Lammers, just, again, holding onto the football, going down in bounds, eating that clock. It's a pickup of 3. 3 yards officially. Second down and about 7 here for the Hawks. 4 minutes left to go in this contest. As, again, Colin Weber lined up as the fullback. Austin Bishop in the slot. Lammers comes set. Behind him is Russell. They give it is to Russell, and he's going to fight forward. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, but again went down in bounds there. And we do have a score. Denver 22, Maquoketa Valley 20, with 3:29 left to go in the ball game. So the Wildcats trying to come back and get a victory at home against Denver tonight as they trail it by 2 with just over about 3.5 minutes left to go. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here at Brown Field, and it's 3rd and 8 for the Hawks. Again, just run the football, stay in bounds. You're up by 14. Just eat the clock here. As Lammers comes set, he fakes to Russell. He gives to Bishop. He's got some room, and he may not be touched. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line, but another first down, and the Hawks will have it first and goal. There is a penalty marker down on the field as we have 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to go
on their sideline.
Holding against the Hawks with 3 minutes left to go in this game, and the Hawks up by 14. So it will replay 3rd down as Bishop, the result of the play was a big run by Austin Bishop. As 3rd down and long now for the Hawks with 3 minutes, 2 seconds left to go.
The clock starts.
It should.
Nope, didn't.
It does not. 3:02 left to go. 3rd and 19 for the Hawks. They have it at the Solon 43-yard line. And the Hawks up 14. Can still go to run this football here. So they're going to give it to Bishop again. He's going to cut it back. Goes to that sideline. He's got some room back to the original line of scrimmage, and he stepped out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds on the far side of the field with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. And if you're the Hawks, it's 4th and 8. They're back to where they started, 4th down and 8. Beckman leading Cascade 21-20 with just over a minute left to go in the game as Cascade just scored. As Maquoketa Valley again trailing by 2 with 3.5 minutes left to go in that game, and I think Coach Wink is going to take a timeout here. As Coach Wink is going to let this thing run down. The clock's not running, but he is going to take a timeout. And with that, we'll take a timeout as well. We'll come right back. You're listening to West Delaware Football from KMCH Sports. Along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker doing a great job sending us score updates here tonight. Jamie Vaskey, Tom King, Bill Logan back with you here from Brownfield. The Hawks lead it 28-14. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go, and a chance to move on to the state quarterfinal game, which, again, the Hawks still the district champions. They could perhaps meet up with Cedar Rapids Xavier, which would be a district champion. I'm not sure what the criteria is of who gets to host, but they could be back here this Friday night against one of those teams. As Lammers will come set on 4th and 8, to give us to Russell. He's going to carry forward up to the 30-yard line. He'll tuck it away. Clock's still running. The whistle has not blown. And 2:44 left to go in this game, and the Hawks will turn it over on downs as Russell got back to about the line of scrimmage. As on the stop for Solon was Colby Melsa. And the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 with 2:44 left to go in this ball game.
You're going to see the ball in the air about every play now. So the Hawk D-line are going to have to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback, and we're going to have some good pass defense downfield.
So Solon
I would look for that. Well, you can see right now we've got 6 D-backs, 2 backers, and 3 linemen.
As the Hawks, Caleb Whitman was into the game. He checks out now. Just 2 linebackers, as you mentioned. Everybody else looking to go back. 2:44 left. Quick pass, slant. He's got it at the 40 and going to be stopped up. Owen Ward's going to drive him backwards at about, they're going to call it forward progress down at the 44-yard line. Clock will continue to run. Trent Curley's going to check into the ball game now.
Taco Sapo, they set the chains.
Were we missing a player there?
No.
I guess I didn't see anybody come out. As we're going to come set here, 1st and 10, 2:30 left to go in this contest. Solon will pass. He's got a man across the middle, overshoots him. Nice job there. Great coverage by Owen Ward. The pass was deflected. He couldn't come up with the ball out there. Was the receiver Trevor Yar, but Owen Ward flattened him down there at the 45-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 10, 2:24 left to go in this ball game. And the Hawks still with that 14-point lead.
Yeah, our deep fronts now have a little trouble getting in there with just 3 guys and 5 blockers.
So here we go, 2nd and 10. Childs comes set. Kramer behind him in the backfield. He's going to fake to Kramer. He looks to pass, throws across the middle. Got a man out. Oh, what a hit out there that time by Colin Weber. Another big hit. Colin Weber's having a heck of a game for the Hawks as he knocks that pass down. They were looking for Jacob Coons out there. Incomplete. It brings up 3rd and 10 with 2:17 left to go in this ballgame.
We've been saying how their trips do a nice job coming all the way across the field. He came all the way across short, and he met our middle linebacker one-on-one.
Before we get to this play, Williamsburg a winner tonight, 17-7 over South Tama, the final there. 3rd down and 10. The Hawks looking to stop him here, and that's intercepted. Weber almost had it. Weber again deflects that ball away. He almost had an interception at midfield, but it's going to fall to the ground. It's 4th down and 10 for Solon. 2:13 left to go in this ball game.
Okay, now watch the deep one. They've been throwing short. They're probably going to try to go deep.
As the Hawks getting set on defense again. A lot of secondary help here for the Hawks. They've got 5 of them back in coverage. Just 2 linebackers. As the Hawks, Childs will throw. Throws left. That ball is going to be caught. It's going to be caught out there. I believe it is. It'll be a 1st down as it's Connor Ham. A gain of 11 there. It'll bring up 1st and 10. But again, that clock will start here after the ball is set. 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
They have to wait and move the chains.
That's right. Move the chains, and then they'll start the clock. 2:04 left to go. Coach Winkowicz talking to the side judge over here, trying to get an explanation of something there. 2:04 left to go. Chains are set. Got to start the clock there. And the Solon Spartans will come set now. Childs looks to pass, looks left, now he throws right. Incomplete. Threw it into the ground as he was looking for Yar. Trevor Yar, Owen Ward, Ryan Solomon over in the vicinity for the Hawks. Central Cater with a win tonight over Northwood, Kansas, 44-40. So that is a final, and Central Cater will move on. 44-20, excuse me. New Hampton leads Union 26-20 with 3 minutes left to go in that ball game. We're here with 1:57 left to go at Brown Field. The Hawks lead 28-14. He's way offside. No call. No call here, and they're going to get the play off up to the 39. Hawks run Stellar. The clock's going to run, and Connor Ham with the reception, and he's down on the field. Ham is holding his ankle.
Yeah, now I think
I don't know if he's going to get up. He tried getting up there. As the clock will stop, it's a gain of 7 there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3 here for the Spartans. Again, the receiver over here was about a yard offsides down here, so Ham walks off under his own power.
Set it and start it. Let's go. Start the clock.
So now they start the clock here. 3rd down and 3. 1:40 left to go in this ball game. Childs will throw. Quick throw to the right. No one home as he threw it out of bounds. It'll bring up 4th down and 3 for the Spartans. Again, they have 1 timeout. Each team with a timeout remaining. Another score update. Beckman scoring. Touchdown Blazers. They lead 28-20 over Cascade. So the Blazers looking to advance to the quarterfinal round again. I believe 3rd year in a row Beckman would be in that quarterfinal game. Here we go. 4th down and 3. 1:37. The Spartans' last chance effort here with the Hawks leading by 14. Childs will run back, and he's going to be stopped. He did not get it. The Hawks stop him. They stop him in the backfield.
Drew Cole and Colin Weber wrap him up in the backfield, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line with 1:31 left to go in this ball game and a 14-point lead. Great stand by that Hawk defense once again, Coach.
Hey, now we can run my favorite formation, which is victory offense. I think that's what Wink's figuring out at the time, because they have one timeout left. But I think it's going to be really close.
As the West Delaware coaching staff leaving the press box here as the Hawks defense is staying there, will secure this victory. Yep, it is. Coach King, you mentioned it, your favorite formation, everybody's favorite formation, the victory formation. Lammers under center. He will take a knee, and the clock will continue to run, and I'm not sure Coach Miller's going to take a timeout here. I think he knows that they can't stop it. They can't stop it the way they want to, and the Hawks are going to get out of here with a 14-point win. As we have another final, North Fayette Valley defeats Mount Vernon tonight, 55-21. Still waiting the final score from Delhi tonight, as our last score update was 22-20. As the 5 seconds left to go on the play clock, 55 left to go on the game clock. Lammers takes another knee. It'll bring up 3rd down. And this is what you like, very class act by both teams. You know, sometimes in a heated game like this between these two great programs, you never know if there'd be some pushing and shoving after the snap. None of that going on. Both teams just going to get out of here. 35 seconds left to go in this game. 15 on the play clock. Coach King, the Hawks have waited a long time for this rematch, and they get it, and they're going to win it tonight. The final score will be 28-14 here on Brown Field. The Hawks are going to win it. They'll move on to the quarterfinal round. They take the final knee, kneel down, and there it is. West Delaware moves on after a 28-14 win over the Solon Spartans here tonight on Brown Field. What a win.
No kidding, you know, and I'm still going to come back to what I was saying all day once I found out that Coy was back. You know, if nothing else, just mentally, having him as one of their leaders back into the lineup. But, you know, he also contributed. He not only was a leader mentally, but he also was a very contributing leader tonight. So that was huge. You know, not that Austin didn't do a great job filling in for him at running back, but that opens Austin up like to get one of his touchdowns tonight from that wingback position on that end around. You know, that opens that up for Wink to use that other kid with speed now. So now you got two kids in the lineup that are really fast. And that just adds that much more to your offense when you can do that.
We will take a break and come back. We'll catch up with Coach Winkowitz. We'll get Bill Logan's final stats. And Bill Logan, guess what, buddy boy? We don't have to make predictions tonight for Saturday. I love it, man. I love it. We'll take a break, come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, the Hawks win it 28-14 over Solon in the second round of the 2014 high school football playoffs. And Coach Winkowitz joins us now. And, Coach, we just heard you under 100 yards in that second half of offense for Solon. An outstanding performance again by your defense.
I tell you what, when you can hold a team like that to 97 yards and a half and give up no points, I'm just thrilled. You know, they had some good field position. Our kids just stepped in there and made some huge stops. I'm just so proud of them.
Coach, 364 days ago you guys played Solon. How much have these kids been awaiting this rematch?
I tell you what, we've been waiting for this. And you know, when we found out it was Solon, we were excited. And I know there's some community people thinking, oh boy, you know, here we go. And I'm telling you right now, we were fired up for this one. The kids have been waiting a long time.
The big talk today, I think, the return was trending on Twitter. Coy Russell comes back, and Coach King mentioned he contributed, but he gives that presence of a leader when he's out there.
Well, that's just it. I mean, with him, you know, you saw what happened. They had to honor Coy, and then there went Brent and Max and Bishop for big plays for us. So it was huge having that presence back.
Hey, Coach Wink, that's Coach King. Congratulations. Great job.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach Winkowitz joining us here in the post game has a big win tonight, 28-14, and just an outstanding. The final score, we'll have some final scores here for you tonight as we'll move on with that. Bill, you couldn't ask for a better performance by this defense. Coach Wink said, you know what, under 100 yards in that second half, no points allowed. you can't script it any better than that against a team that knocked you out of the playoffs just almost a year ago today.
Well, that's one thing they talked about very, very rarely. You know, they knew it, but you just didn't talk about it. And they come out and we talked about it pregame, the power of home field advantage. You know, if these two teams are going to play, I would much rather play at Brown Field than having to go down to Solon. You know, that's a big field advantage for them down there. Well, it's just as big for the Hawk fans here. And a lot of people don't understand it, you know, and this crowd getting into this thing and these student sections, you know, playing on Brown Field. You know, they talked about it in pregame, and I told you about it. That's one of the few times I'll ever tell you what they talk about in the locker room, what they talked about passion, and boy, did these guys come out tonight.
Well, we talked with Coach Wink, and Coach King said it. You know, Coy Russell coming back, and I told it was all over Twitter today. You know, the return for Coy Russell, and you know what? He came out with a big return there on his I think it was his first carry of the game, with a big touchdown, and he just gave that presence, and just these kids lifted up from that.
Well, they did, and it was nice to be able to run him in and out of there, and Bishop in and out of there, and it just kept him fresh. You know, and those guys both did a tremendous job tonight. You know, if it wasn't windy down here and rainy down there, I'd pull out the stats and give them to you. But
that's all right.
You know, they're going to get wet, and they're already plenty wet. But, man, what a great night here on the sideline tonight. You know, pain holding this umbrella all night, but if this is what I got to do Friday night, I'm all in again Friday night, boys.
As long as you get to do it again Friday night.
Hey,
you know,
that's exactly right.
You know,
hopefully be here at Brown Field.
I wasn't going to mention it, but I tell you what, we talked about it. We don't have to make predictions tonight. We get the night off. It's awfully early to make predictions anyway.
You know, I hadn't even really thought about that. We talked about it last week, but we're not going to have to do that. So, you know, a great opportunity here for the Hawks. You know, the Solon Spartans, they're such a great tradition down there and a great team this year. One loss, and that was to Xavier earlier in the year. You know, and they had things rolling pretty good. But, you know, I was talking to Coach Coates here in the fourth quarter. What a great job. What a great scheme. They just couldn't run the ball. And that's the one thing that Coach Coates has done for about the last 4 weeks. You know, we've given up some pass yards. But what they like to do, these teams like to be able to run. And if they can't run, that really gets them out of their scheme and out of what they're comfortable doing. You know, so they gave up some passing yards, but, you know, we'll do that, you know, to get them out of that rhythm of being able to control that offensive line. And in high school football, Coach King, you know that. You control the line of scrimmage, you're probably going to do pretty well in the game.
Well, I think that's what I was hollering on over the air most of the time there in that late in that fourth quarter. Run the ball, eat the clock. Run the ball, eat the clock, move the chains. But I'll tell you what, it was pretty much a reversal of the first half, Bill. When you talked about the time of possession and the number of plays, I think the second half was just about turned around, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, probably. I haven't added that up yet either. But you take a look at that. That first quarter was all Solon. You know, they had the field advantage. You know, and the Hawks only were down 7-0. So to me, that was one of those things. It was probably a pretty good deal. You know, with the field advantage the way it was, it would have been really easy, you know, for them to maybe score a couple of times. But, you know, the Hawks defense rose up a couple of times. You take away a couple of fourth down plays where they got some first downs and a touchdown right before half. You know, wow, they just did a tremendous job defensively. You just can't talk about that. Yeah, we had, I think, from memory, I think we had 350 yards of offense tonight with only 132 at halftime. You know, so over 200 in the second half. And, yeah, a lot of that was clock burning, all one pass in the second half. So a lot of time of possession that
right.
third
I'm
quarter.
guessing that fourth quarter was probably about, out of the 12 minutes, we had to have it 9 or 10.
I would guess at least 9, yes, exactly, because they took 4 minutes off that first time, and then they had a 3 and out, and we got the ball back, and again, a nice possession there. So, you know, what a great deal. These kids have worked so hard since June, and all this stuff's paying off, and now these guys, you know, lucky for them. They get to practice 3 more days, and we got another Friday Night Lights, boys.
we couldn't ask for a better situation, because I tell you what,
warm and dry.
Boy, Brad.
You know what? I could have came up there, and I said, no way, I ain't doing it. I'm down here with the boys. I'm just hoping I'm not poking their eyes out with my umbrella. And I did get a couple, 2, 3 guys, and I'd keep around. Thank goodness they weren't real big guys. So
you know what? We were going to go watch football somewhere anyway. What better place to watch it than right here?
Hey, right at Brown Field. I hope we get that home field advantage one more time because, you know, if we can bring Xavier up here, you know, I like our chances.
Bill, great job tonight. I don't know what we're going to do that we get to work with each other. Two nights in 1 week.
Yeah, it's hard
to believe.
Oh, man. Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No,
nice job tonight. I know it was a struggle for you with the it's a struggle anytime
Worth every
with you,
minute of it, man.
but the umbrella, and we should certainly appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
And we'll have Aaron back. We'll get the band back together Friday night.
You bet. Nice job tonight, Tom.
Thanks. Hey, you know the last time I called a West Delaware game?
Well, no, not exactly.
91 championship game with Gary Ryma.
There you go. That works.
It's been a while.
Hey,
Yep.
we got him in the hot seat now. He's ready to take us. He's ready to take us
Friday night. Sorry, Aaron.
All right, Bill. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Nice job tonight, guys.
Coach King, what a victory tonight for the Hawks. You knew it would be. You knew Solon was going to be tough, and that's what it came down to. And this game went back and forth for 2 quarters of football, and then you could see the Hawks just really they dug down deep. They had that passion that Bill talked about, that Coach Wink said in the pregame, and you could see that team just take over and keep building that momentum.
Well, the 2 things that I really saw, the defense, the run game especially really took charge, and when you do that, you kind of help shut down their passing game because you're getting some pressure on the quarterback. But the offensive line, I think, just did a tremendous job, especially in that second half. Like Bill was saying, only 1 pass, but we had to control the ball for probably at least 9 minutes of that 4th quarter, and we only attempted 1 pass. That's just, and Solon knew we were going to run it. That's the thing. We kept getting first downs, moving the chains, and they knew what we were going to do.
Absolutely. Coach, thanks for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure. Glad to have you on, and let's go get them on Friday.
Yes, no doubt.
Thank you, Tom King. We're going to go through some scores here real quick that we have. Beckman defeating Cascade tonight 28-20. Denver pulls the upset of number 1 ranked Maquoketa Valley 22-20 tonight. Denver defeats Maquoketa Valley. Xavier defeats Waverly Shell Rock tonight 33-20. That's a final. North Fayette Valley defeats Mount Vernon 55-21. New Hampton defeating Union 26-20. Lisbon falling to number 3 Pekin tonight 47-6. Central Elkader defeating Northwood Kensett 44-20, the final in that one. That's going to do it for us here tonight. We'd like to thank the sponsors of West Delaware football on KMCH, and without them, this broadcast would not be possible. We encourage you to get out there and shop locally with these sponsors of high school football and West Delaware football here on KMCH. I'd like to thank Janelle Tucker for running the boards for us again this evening. Great job, Janelle. I appreciate those text message updates that you give us throughout the game, keeping us up to date. It just saves us time, and we certainly appreciate that. And we want to, most of all, thank you, the listeners, for tuning in tonight for this game. For my partners, Tom King and Bill Logan, this is Jamie Vasky saying good night from Brown Field in Manchester, Iowa. Once again, the final, the West Delaware Hawks 28, the Solon Spartans 14. You've been listening to West Delaware football on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Stay tuned for tonight's playoff playback game as top-ranked Maquoketa Valley Wildcats play host to Denver. And now with the call of that game, along with Roger Reed, here's John Swisher.
Second round of playoffs here.